right, guys, how we doing? We got anybody in that chat? Where we at, everybody? Happy to be here. Fun day on the charts if you're trading. A lot to go over. What's up, Jake? What's up, Victoria? The day one Victoria, how's it going? Looks like we're getting a little headline response here potentially. Getting some volatility back in the book. See where we go. How low can we go? How low do we go if we go low at all? Or do we just get stuck at 74.20 into the afternoon? We shall see. Getting myself settled here, guys. Again, appreciate you being here. Start of the week. Busy one for me. Already, school year is almost over, so if you are a parent, you know what that is all about. Yeah. But if you guys subscribe to the Discord, you probably saw my pre-market plan covering quite a bit of this. As far as expectations on the day, I do have the extended hours ES chart up with my notes from last night, which pretty much held true through the day. Looking like we might get a little continuation down, maybe test this kind of stronger balance down here on ES about 73.70. I don't know. I took an NQ short as my trade on the day, so I'm pretty happy with that. Unfortunately, hit a trail stop like an idiot. Went into my kids' school for the end of year program, ceremony, whatever you want to say. And unfortunately, that school was like a fortress against Wi-Fi, so I couldn't manage my position. Didn't really want to because I was watching my kids sing anyway, but you get the idea. Kind of an unhappy surprise to come out and see that a trail stop got set instead of a normal stop order. And I was short at 29,385, or sorry, 29,386 was my entry on NQ. Damn near the top this morning. So that was kind of a hold it all day short, and unfortunately now if we get the extension and I got stopped out, I will in fact be quite salty about it. So, but as far as the plan goes on the day coming in, if you can see my screen on ES, if you guys are kind of trickling in here, the devoted few of you that are here so far, you know, the potential for lower was there. It was just how much lower could we go? So the overnight low here on ES, closer to the 73.75, you can see kind of this structure here was why I didn't think without some real volatility would we go much lower. And I think even today in normal market hours, we got a few pops down into this 7400, 7410 range, which has largely held. So even just looking at the overnight notes, looking at today's pre-market, that plan pretty much held true. If you can hold here and get over 7410, then you can have the opportunity to test the top of this range around 7440. And that's what happened coming into the market open today. And then we couldn't get into this upper range where, again, this was where things would probably slow down or reject. So I was happy to take that short right off the open this morning. I just watched for that behavior. What are we going to get? Are we rejecting this upper range where things should reject or at least slow price down? And then what ranges do I want to capture? If we get some extended volatility, then I think we can get down here and start talking about testing the overnight low. So that pre-market plan has pretty much come through to a T. I thought, if anything, if we had real bidding, you could maybe make a case for some kind of crazy extension higher. But again, I was cautious about longs, looking for the ranges we were going to trade into, knowing we would only be able to go lower if we had volatility. And I think even if you're a basic price action person, you're looking at this going, oh, okay, We've got a lower high, another lower high. Now we might go set a new low. But the pre-market plan kind of slapped was the long and short of what I'm trying to say here. It worked out if you knew the ranges to target and to play. And obviously, if we got into this lower range here, I would expect the same thing that I thought from up top. We either bounce or we just kind of get stuck and maybe grind and go slower as we go lower. So we will see what we end up getting. But how's everybody in the chat doing? Com, what's up, man? Thank you for joining. Is anybody short? Did anybody get cooked chasing shorts, chasing longs today? How are things shaping up for the chat on the trading front? Anything worth a shit? Also, somebody give me a spot check. I got some background music on, so it's not completely dead noise in here. Is it too loud or is it right on? Not everybody all at once. Stop yelling. All right, thanks, Com. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's probably an uneventful day for a lot of people, but blue an account doing well in the other three. That's good. Glad to hear it. I'm sure a lot of people were chasing both ways and probably got burned trying to flip-flop and say, oh, I was short, but maybe it's a long and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm not going to live down that short. Missed the 300, 400 point trim, and now it's more like 500. I'm really not happy with the execution on that, but how often do you get to see your kid graduate from preschool, you know? Depends on how many kids you got, but I will enjoy that morning. And hopefully somebody took my pre-market plan and traded off it and got something good out of it for themselves, you know? That's all you can hope for. But as we kind of got down into the bottom of that range, we definitely got the bounce. They're really protecting that overnight low. So obviously we got a pretty good move off of that into the London session overnight. So that that overnight low seems to be where people are parked wanting to protect things. And even for me, like I said, looking at the pre-market plan and the positioning, the expectation was anything down here, you would really need some persistent selling, right? And just the behavior that you would expect is for bounces as we move into this zone. And if we're going to sell down, it's got to be steady. Otherwise, it's more than likely going to be a kind of a bounce type situation. Yeah, I mean, hey, I caught, 300 points on NQ, so it's not like a total waste of a day. But yeah. Let's see, where can we read the pre-market plan? I do end up posting it pretty close to market open or right at market open on Instagram, but if you want it ahead of time, I do have a channel in the premium Discord for rake trades where I post more commentary in real time. Obviously, if I post something in the morning and try to update it, I'm not going to be updating it to Instagram all the time. It's just kind of honestly, it's a huge pain to like record a video on my computer and push it there and get it to a story and all that stuff. So mileage will vary there, but the Discord's the best place to get it if you're interested. I'm not trying to sell you guys on it in particular or anything, but it is that is where I would look if I was looking for it every day. Jonathan, let me get that for you. I think I have a little thing I can type in here, a little command. Yep, and there's a link to the Discord in my Instagram. So if you're interested in that, I can put it here as well. And I think Jake said if it's not already gone, there was a discount for the premium Discord of 50% off. I feel like that might be over. So that WAP link would take you there. But if you want, you can try the code STREAM, and that should get you 50% off. And then the nice thing about that is it does have the mastermind program in there. So if that's something that you would like to pursue, that's where I started. That's kind of the backbone of how I trade, how Christian started, Alan, Ron, and obviously Jake. So if you want to join us there, you're more than welcome, but that is where I give more color around what I see. And obviously it's posted before the market's open, so it's a little more time to make a plan off of it if you choose to follow it. So yeah, but I'd say the overnight action pretty much respected that same plan. This was the spot where you would expect us to not really go any lower unless it was a really strong kind of selling pressure, and kind of got gummed up in this range here, 7,400 to 7,410. And once we broke out of that, obviously we got a little news assistance in the morning. This next range higher that you can see I drew here up to 7,440 from 25 breaking through. You got that pop. That is also what kind of led me at the market open here to watch how we behaved as we tested into this upper range, because I expected price to either reject or slow things down greatly there. So I was happy to put on a short on tight risk. I chose NQ just because I wanted some more points captured potentially, because I was trading on like a Grand Cup account for Tradeify. So if you guys are interested in participating in that, it's free. You guys can go ahead and sign up. It's 1 mini or 10 micros per account. And it's kind of a fun thing to do. Unfortunately, the copy trade I tried to put on Tradeivate for all of my Tradeify accounts, including the Gold Cup, only went on the Gold Cup account because I forgot to hit the manage group thing in Tradeivate. So unfortunately, none of my actual cash accounts are benefiting from that 300 point move on NQ. But, you live and learn. Is anybody else participating in that? If you are, maybe we will be in the next round together and can try to take Jake down. That would be really funny if somebody from Project 365 got matched up against Jake head to head. Not even a host. I just mean like anybody in the audience. Jonathan, I think it depends. I've been dabbling with Tradeify doing the copy trading. So I just did a bunch of those select accounts, I think it is, because there's no consistency in the funded. So I just thought it would be fun to just try that, give the old copy trading thing a go. And I do see the appeal, right? If you're able to manage your risk effectively, you can really stack things up across a few accounts. So I'm giving it a go. Yeah, Pinko, I get it. It's tough. Like I said, I didn't realize I even set a trail stop. I was on mobile going into my kid's graduation thing, not knowing how bad the reception was in that school. And I had alerts set. And then I walked out of the graduation. I was like, oh, it must not have hit my stop or my take profit. So I was like, oh man, this is great. That means I've got at least 350 points of profit I'm sitting in. And then it said, all of a sudden, bam, 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 my phone started going off. And I got this stop alert. I'm like, what is that stop? I didn't have my stop right there. And sure enough, when I entered it on mobile on the Tradeivate app, it was a trail stop order instead of just like a stop, stop limit. So yeah, a little salty, but that is also why I hate trading from my phone more often than not. I'm so used to executing at my desk and just having everything set up. But hard to complain when you had a winning trade, right? Anyway, guys, thank you for joining. If you're joining late, my name is Mitch. I know we're about 10 minutes into the stream. I am the resident kind of gamma market maker positioning trader. I am not currently in anything on ES. I'm kind of letting stuff settle. We're after the London close. We're into the afternoon session. I am expecting us to do one of two things. I'm expecting us to either finish back up here, or we get like a steady kind of slow grind in the afternoon down closer to this 73.70 spot on ES, 73.50 on SPX. What I have on my screen, if you guys are unfamiliar with me, is all of these bars on the screen represent market maker positions. These market maker positions kind of help dictate outcomes on the future side of things with regards to ES, because if they're holding SPX options positions, the way they hedge that largely, not completely, but largely, is through trading ES futures, minis, in size to the tune of billions of dollars. So the more concentrated their positions are, the heavier the positions are, the more of an ES reaction you get. So what I do is I watch for expected behaviors given those positions. I like to adhere mostly to the pre-market profile, which is what you see on my screen right now. I draw these zones, these little ranges that I can expect us to trade in, and formulate plans for if we get to this spot, then I expect this to happen. Otherwise, I want to see this happen. So on that rationale, if you guys look, okay, this is the regular hours. Got a 15-minute chart up here. This is our overnight open. This is where we open the cash session here. I was looking for us to reject on any moves up into this upper range with the expectation that this should slow price down, if not outright reject it, right? So tight risk. I actually took an NQ short because I was playing in the Grand Cup for Tradeify, so trading ES isn't going to get you very far there on one mini when other people are trading gold and oil and NQ and things like that. So that was why I took it on NQ instead of ES. And in doing so, give me 1 second here. Got to look at one thing quick. Yeah, with regards to those ranges, I was looking for behavior here. Like this was where I would expect us to grind and shop in this range. But now that we're in it, I know that this is a really strong support down here, okay? So like this would be kind of like my ultimate target, knowing that if we were to actually move down through that and try to accelerate even further into this way lower range, it's going to take some serious volatility, some really strong selling. And I just don't think that I've seen that yet today. So I would be expecting us to just slowly grind lower if we go. If not, maybe drift back up. So again, this was the pre-market positioning, right? I actually made these notes into the overnight session last night to say, hey, anybody trading overnight, this is what tomorrow looks like early, right? And if you look at how things went in the overnight and why this is kind of actionable in the after hours period, let's look, right? We held the lows, which is right over this zone. That's why I said this looks like the area to defend, or there's trouble for another 75 points down if you get volatility popping. If not, you can move higher if you get over this 7410 to 7400 range. Then you need to test 25 to move up to the top at 7440, right? This range right here. We got that in the overnight and in the pre-market, right? We ground around in that 7400 to 7410 range. And then once we got on the other side of it, we popped higher. But that happened right before the market opened. So I was very, very skeptical. And that's why I ended up taking that. So the same thing I posted at 7 p.m. last night ended up working overnight and then ended up working into the morning, into the London close session. And even right now, I don't have to look at the intraday positioning. I can just have this plan from the pre-market driving all of my decision making. If this happens, then this happens, unless that happens, right? It's how I'm defining my risk. It's how I'm defining like what expectations do I have around how price is going to move. So as we get into where market makers are long, we know they're buying, they're supporting. The only thing that's going to move through that big zone of support is some really persistent volatility, some really persistent selling. Otherwise, we're likely to just slowly grind into it as opposed to fall through it, right? And if that doesn't happen, then I'm expecting us to drift back higher, probably closer to the overnight open, if not maybe the 7420 area, okay? But if we do want to look at the current positioning after the London close and what that looks like, this is it. So how much, if at all, have those ranges changed, behaviorally speaking? A little bit, but not too much. It just shifted up a little bit. This little slow down zone is where we can't seem to get back over. This zone down here is still the same, right? It just moved up slightly, but this is still where things are likely to not move through aggressively. So that has become our support. So that's why I don't, if you wanted to long, I you could make the case that that was a decent long spot as we got into 73.80 on ES, right? You can't break the overnight low. You know that it's largely supportive. It can kind of swallow volatility. So unless it's really ramping up and you got some really strong selling pressure, you're more likely to drift back up into this range here. And like I said just a minute ago, this 74.20 seems like kind of my spot I would expect us to finish at if we don't just grind down lower. All right. So there you have it. That is my take and I'm sticking to it kind of thing. Sorry guys, 1 second. One minute, guys. I'm getting bombarded. Bellin, there we go. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you being here. If then else for your trade plan this week. Yeah, I think it would help a lot of people, honestly. If you really thought about how you go about executing your trades and whether it's on the chart, right? If it's bar by bar kind of stuff, if you actually remind yourself what it is you are looking for and thinking about that in that way, if this happens, then this is what I'm doing, right? I think that would go a long ways for people to get them kind of better in tune with themselves on executing kind of mechanically instead of emotionally and not really having to think about it too much. You distill it down to, this is my plan. This is what I have a plan for. If this happens, then this happens. Unless this happens, then this is what I'm doing, right? So if you don't kind of have that framework, it's really easy to just kind of be flailing out there and you're reactive in a negative way, as opposed to having a plan for it, right? So I think that's probably the best way to really distill it down, is just say, it's more of an execution framework than anything else. If you don't have a plan, you're reacting. And when you're reacting and it's not to the plan that you had in front of you, you're probably reacting emotionally. And that's the most dangerous thing to do when you're trading. So yeah, hopefully that can help you guys at the very least. Even if you don't get any of the stuff you see on my screen around gamma and market maker positioning and behaviors and reactions and all that, like if just the framework of how I execute or at least develop the plan is something that can benefit you, all the better, right? Awesome, Bellin. Nicely done. All right, let's see here. Let's see if I can pull something up. But yeah, I think if you guys have been joining these streams more often than not, you're likely probably coming to terms with kind of what you see on the screen as far as these bars and what they represent, and kind of like the idea of behavior, right? Like, why aren't we selling off? We just made a new low. Now we're going to come make a lower high potentially and then go deeper. But what if we don't? Well, I think you can see why we likely won't. Time is running out to go lower. Everything that happens, the passage of time is saying, if you're not under this, you're either at it or over, right? And the only way to sell down is to like have some really strong, persistent selling pressure. And if you're not getting that, there's this belief you're going to find a way to drift and pin a little bit higher. So to me, if you were like an SPX trader right now, you would be looking and saying, okay, the current straddle is pricing in about a 20 to 30 point range at best. So what's 30 points from here, right? It's pretty much putting you around the 74.20. So if you got that move, there's every reason to think that you could just end up pinning right around there. So that would be kind of like this 7,400-ish spot on SPX. So if you're an SPX trader, you could literally look at this and say, why not put on like a 10-point spread? Or maybe I can pick a call that's somewhere in the neighborhood. If we get that move, if we get that little pop, you can profit on that and cut it really quickly, right? If you were an ES trader or NQ, you could have taken longs as we moved into this area, knowing that it would be a lot harder to keep selling once we reach that spot. Then it'd be a lot harder to do that. It would be a lot easier to expect a bounce or a drift back higher. And the only way you're going to keep selling is like if volatility persists. And if it doesn't, where are you going to go, right? You just need to have that framework. So for me, if we get down here, but we don't have rapidly rising volatility and it's not steady, persistent selling, I'd be okay taking a counter trend long, looking for this as like my best case scenario. And if you get to that, if you get to that, you're also expecting less to the upside because you know that this little zone is just like the one below you. It's probably going to slow things down, maybe make it grindy and choppy, right? So this range from the pre-market is still pretty much intact, right? We're down here. It's going to be harder to get back up here unless some things break your way. But from a defining risk standpoint for me, this is why I use this information, right? What did the pre-market look like? How does the afternoon framework look with regards to these positions? And, that informs my decision making. Most of the pre-market structure is still intact. I would still expect us to kind of not sell down too much more. But does that mean I want to take a long? Me, I'm good for the day. Like I've played my part. I'm happy with what I've gotten out of the market. So I'm not doing anything from here necessarily, unless something like really, presents itself. But as it stands right now for me, I just, I'm a little hesitant to get too excited about anything. But like I said, maybe finishing up a little bit higher, just kind of grinding around another 20-point range or so until things settle into the close. And if it's not there, I would expect it to probably be down here near the 73.70 spot on ES. Maybe 80. Maybe let's just give it that little bit because that's where that starts. That's a pretty solid position there at 73.60. So if you're not under that, you're probably going to sit right above it. That's about all I see. Anyway, guys, I do want to shout something out. It came to my attention. Jake let me know that there is a new partner with Rake Trades on the futures side. It's one that I haven't personally used before, but I'm excited to give it a go. It sounds like the community feedback was really strong, and that's why they chose to go that way. It's called Funded Futures Family, and there is a 50% off with code RAKE there. So I think I can maybe link to that here. Let me see if I can grab that. I've got a URL here. Funded Futures Family. And if you use code RAKE, $50 off. So check that out if you are looking for some prop partners that interest you. It might be worth your while. I know everybody's kind of focused right now on Tradeifying the Grand Cup or the TPT deal that just took place last week. That was 50% off. I mean, there's some really crazy deals in the space, and I think Jake having the best deal with this Funded Futures Family is a really great time to take advantage of that opportunity. So if you guys want to support the stream, that's one way that we ask you guys to do that if you so choose. If you are a futures trader and you want to find a prop that works for you, or maybe you're looking to try a different one than your norm, if you use those codes, it will help support what we do here at Project 365. If not, we're happy you're here. It's free. Nothing but your time and attention. So happy to have you guys around however it works. I will say, kind of proving my point with regards to that being a strong support on the day, and why. You could have taken a counter trend long there. We are moving right through this range of these negative positions, which kind of accelerate the momentum. And we are already coming up on this kind of 74.20-ish area. So we'll be interested to see how much more extension we get from here, or do we just end up rejecting it again? As time goes on the day and we're not getting that, persistent volatility, it's really easy to think that maybe they're just biding their time before they kind of try to push on through. And then who knows, you get to the top of this range again, you're back towards the high a day around the 74.50 area. Entirely possible, especially if volatility comes down. Something I mentioned as well in the Discord this morning was this idea that the volatility of volatility, the VVIX, is actually like not doing anything that would lead you to think that like there's some big crazy selling pressure going on or anything wild. So that's why I wasn't really fearful of like a big sell down. I just don't believe in it. I think if we get a big sell, it's going to come probably when no one can trade it, or most people aren't trading it, which would be the overnight, and people will get caught out. That's kind of my assumption. That's why I have hedges on, so that I'm not so focused on it every day, while I know there's something in the background that makes me think there might be something bigger coming. Anyway, guys, if you give me 1 second here. A little quiet in the chat today, a little less action. I wonder if people are just not digging this this morning's trading behavior and said, fuck it, I'm out of here. I know I have a 15-minute chart on. If we go to like a 5-minute, maybe that tells a better story. I can anticipate a lot of people getting wicked out of this just with the size of these ranges and stuff, so I'm not going to judge anybody for that. Yeah, I think it is a sit on hands day for a lot of people. I know a lot of people don't like trading first day of the week anyway. They want to let things settle a little bit. So yeah, I had a feeling we'd range. I mean, even for me, like I had pretty low conviction about breaking up. So I thought that move on news to start the day, I was very much side-eyeing that. I'm like, that's a little too convenient to have these headlines right when things are looking a little precarious and look like we might actually get some extension. All of a sudden we get this pop to the very top of the range. On the pre-market, I was kind of like, oh, if we can get there, I'm expecting it to slow down anyway. So if we open right there, maybe this bid is real and we move through that. But my kind of default in the back of my head was, that's a little suspicious. I don't really buy that. And that's why I was positioned the way I was, right? But for me, I just have very low expectations for the afternoon. I think if we do get something, again, absent some kind of big flushy kind of sell and a big nasty headline that pushes us down, everything about this says the floor has been kind of set below us and we are likelier to drift back up and maybe pin right around this 20, 25-ish area on ES. And if we don't, settling at the bottom or near bottom of this range is probably the base case. But I think, like I said, if you're not getting the volatility, you're just gonna, kind of float back to the top. It's like the idea of you're trying to hold a balloon underwater. The second you let go, it wants to get back to the surface, right? It doesn't mean it's going to keep flying through the air once it gets through the water, but it wants to at least kind of come back up. You can only keep it pressed down for so long. So if you can't keep that pressure on it, it's just going to want to float back up as soon as you let go, right? So as soon as that volatility lets go and you get down here and it says, oh, you ran out of steam, the balloon's going to float back up, okay, until it hits the ceiling. Sorry guys, I need one thing here. All right, sorry about that. Too many screens. Got a 500 out of an NQ long. Oh, sorry, Pinko, I just saw your thing. Is TradingView free if you use prop firms? I mean, TradingView is the platform. I think if you use a prop firm, it's kind of irrespective of your membership to TradingView. So I think you can use TradingView with a prop firm, but I don't think having a prop firm account makes TradingView free. You know, there are different subscription models to TradingView. How many tabs can you have? How many charts can you have open at one time? Is your data, real time or not? Is it delayed? Those are things, they're all separate components. So I think if you're using a prop firm, you can use one of the other, Trade of Aid or whatever the method is you choose. But to my knowledge, no, TradingView has no, like cost benefit if you are using a prop firm. What does hey, Meatwad's been here before. Honestly, I don't have a great read on it, Meatwad. I feel like the drift is up to kind of this area, and maybe if you get some volatility crush, maybe you can extend higher. But to me, like, I'm going off of that kind of morning profile idea where we're kind of like stuck in this little range here. If we don't catch a strong bid, we're either going to finish right around where we are, maybe closer to this like 74.20, 15, and just chop around in like a tighter and tighter range, knowing that the floor is kind of down there. And without big selling pressure, we're probably not moving too deep. So that's just me. Boraquant, would those cluster green areas sometimes be good areas for butterflies to try to pin the middle? Yeah, Bori, that's kind of what I'll look at on the day. It's like if I was looking at the shape of something, like we'll go back to the pre-market profile. You kind of try to say like, okay, with that if-then framework in mind, if you fail to break higher, where do you like want to settle back down towards? And I probably would have always said right in this general vicinity. So you could have even said like 74, on SPX, that's like 73.90, let's say. So you could pick a strike somewhere in there. When we got this big move down at the bottom, you could have easily said, okay, we're so extended down this direction, I'm going to buy like a 15 wide strike or a 15 wide butterfly around 73, 95 or something. And put a fly on that way, because it kind of looks like everything just from the pre-market. If we drew some arrows here, right? Let me get rid of that magnet. The shape that I talk about, if you're not over something, the shape is kind of compelling you down. Where do all of those things kind of point to, right? In these ranges. So if you're not in this lower range where it would want to point you here, it means you're over it. And you can see the shape from here, if you're over this, is kind of saying right in this area, right? And if you're over that, it's saying maybe right here. And if you're over this, everything is still kind of pointing back down from higher into this range. That's why I said 74.25, kind of this overnight open. Somewhere in here feels like where we might settle. So, yeah, Jovegs, it is, because you can't really use one without having access to the, non-delayed data. So I think that's probably the best way to go about it. From an all-in perspective, it's definitely the most cost-effective way to trade, right? So, yeah, guys, if you're looking at this and you're like, oh, how do you draw a pre-market plan off of it? I'm looking at these as like ranges, right? But knowing that this entire range is kind of all behaving the same way, I include it all. If I come down here, I'm saying, okay, this is my area of opportunity. If we clear this and we get some momentum from clearing this, we should test the top of that range. If we fall through it, we're probably going to go down to the next biggest support where this next range starts. This range is kind of one big block where I would expect outsized behavior and support. If we get below that, I'm drawing it down, right, to the next big block of support. So it's really intuitive to me. It's really visually intuitive. Like, I don't think it's a difficult thing to come to terms with at all. But the key is that you understand what moves you from one range to the next. If market makers are long below me, they're long in the middle, and they're largely long way over the top, my expectations for the day's range is pretty much narrowed to here or to here or both. So these things exist, but they're on the outside edge. I know I'll need something special to make those actually possible, which is why I took the short at the open as we moved up here. This rejection is what I would have expected. The follow-up rejection also would have expected, because everything about this range up here, you know, they're selling futures against you that entire time you're up there. And to get to the other side of it would take an additional 30 points. That was the whole day's priced move. The expected move on the day coming in was only like 30, 35 points, right? So you kind of have to make some educated decisions around managing your expectations from the data standpoint, from your gut, from your head, what you know. It's like Jake has said lately, there's some people in the chat on those streams that can't really use deductive reasoning. If you can't do that, you shouldn't be trading, right? But that is kind of how I look at this. If I know this is going to slow me down, do I really want to long from up here, or do I want to wait for a spot I'm more comfortable longing? So I think even in the Discord, I said, as we move into this area, I don't think we will really stay down here too long. That's like a good scalp long opportunity that could turn into something else to the top of the range. It actually got you about 20 points. On ES, that's not a small trade for somebody, depending on what you're sizing, right? If you took that on NQ, it's probably a higher return from a points perspective. But again, I was happy to not do anything, but just keep holding the short from up here on NQ, because my expectation is if this is real, we're going to have a hard time really extending down. But I think we can if we get under this spot. This becomes kind of your pseudo ceiling, and then you'll grind lower. But now that we're getting into the afternoon, we're still kind of in this 2 range bubble. Unless something really crazy happens, we're not breaking lower down here. So you could have longed. I don't think we're going to break above this. So if I'm long, I'm kind of managing my expectations. If we break above 74.20, then I'm looking for a slower grind to maybe test the top of the range. All right. It's just one of those days, guys. I think it's going to be boring. The more you chop around like this, the less people are interested in putting risk on at all. So hopefully you are trading safe. I feel like this is a day where people can really overtrade and not be able to stick to a decision that they might be hands off, or that this is just not the price action for them. They don't have an edge. If you don't have a plan for something, you shouldn't be trading it, right? Because then you're just emotionally reacting. You're just trying to do something. You're forcing trades. So this is a great example of if you miss the best trade for you, if you miss the one that you had a plan for, or the trade you planned for just didn't present itself, then go take your time back. Don't get chopped to death. Nice, JTP. Yeah, I think I was waiting for my my TPT what is it? Activation code to get the pro going. So I just didn't activate that last night. So I was just like, oh, I'll trade that one on a different day this week. That's why I just took that Grand Cup one. I was trying to just use Tradeify today, but I only took it on the Grand Cup account. So, probably not going to advance on that either. It looks like some crazy numbers on the leaderboard. So unless you're trading NQ, and just stacking points like constantly, and you're not like even for me, holding a big trade was profitable, but these guys that are going back and forth and racking up 18 grand in profits before like 5 hours were even into the competition kind of makes me think I'm not going to be moving too far in that one. Oh man, kind of a slow day, guys. I get it. I am also kind of mostly hands off. I had a busy morning. I've got a busy afternoon ahead of me. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not personally sitting in any trades. I got trail stopped on my NQ short. So from here, I'm just kind of monitoring. Maybe take a little something, maybe a little fun 5 wide, 10 wide spread on something for SPX, seeing how things shape up in the afternoon. But I kind of said it ad nauseum. I feel like we're kind of where I would expect us to settle, unless we somehow get like a 15-point pop higher. I kind of think we're in the range 10 to 15 points to the upside where we kind of stall out maybe. So if I show you guys again the intraday positions and why I say that, it's this little block right here. This is kind of where I'd expect us to start grinding and chopping and slowing down. We could move up into it and pop on the other side, and maybe you pin a little closer to the high of day or something. Entirely possible. I just have very, very, very low expectations here that we're just going to be chopping and grinding around. No clear great opportunity unless you kind of took this long from the bottom because of the support below. But I feel like I've said that like 300 times in the last 15 minutes. So if you guys have stuck with me this long, my apologies. Just kind of a nothing day. But we're vibing anyway. I got a lot of actual work to do this afternoon for my day job, so we'll go from there. But I'm not anticipating much on the trading front. We'll see what Christian has for you guys. He is popping up next year, and I want to say about 15 minutes or so. So if you guys want to stick around, he is our Power Hour host. His name is Christian Lomeli. He is an ICT guy. That's kind of the other nice thing. If you guys are new to this stream, every one of us trades slightly differently from the others. I'm very much like Jake in where I do try to capture bigger point moves. I'm not a big scalper kind of person. I like having a range identified. I like holding to see price move from one end of the range to the other. If you are a levels person and you're looking at like the rake levels for the day coming in, and you wanted a level to level move, you're probably in no man's land a little bit, and you're using the opening print as your kind of deciding factor. So many of you are probably saying, well, I don't want to long under the opening print. That probably saved you today, right? And we weren't at a level, but if we were under the opening print and you took a short, then you probably fared a little bit better. But again, not a ton of continuation on stuff today, depending on what vehicle you're trading, whether that's NQ or something else. So like I said, I wouldn't feel too bad about missing any trades today. I think some of the best moves were at the extremes. Like I said, I was up here. You could have taken the low at this kind of new low of day. But if you didn't have this information about what was near these levels, or like why I would have been comfortable longing from here instead of waiting for a level test below, if you didn't have that data available to you, you're not really able to make that decision, right? You're probably guessing. So that's why I said I wouldn't feel bad about a day like today not having a clear edge. If you don't have some of this other information, it's probably like I said, death by 1,000 cuts to a lot of accounts. Probably a lot of blown evals out there and stuff like that. So yeah, there's always another trade, always another day, always a day to wait for whatever your edge is to present itself, whatever you like to trade, the kind of setups you trade. Just wait, the less time in the market, the better as far as a day trading perspective goes. The less risk you put on, the more capital you're protecting. That's not saying don't take risks and be risk averse. It's just knowing when to take the risk. When are more things lined up? When do you have more confluence than not? And when can you take advantage of those opportunities? So it's okay to wait. Because when you are ready to execute and you have a plan and you're trading the plan, win, lose, or draw, that is a victory, right? If you had the plan, you traded the plan, however it shook out, you had a plan for a win, you had a plan for a loss, right? But at least you had a plan. that you're going off of, and you're not just out there guessing and flailing around. So, yeah. All right. I'm going to check in. You guys should bring in an order flow trader as part of Project 365. I mean, I'm familiar with order flow. I just, it's not like a primary function for me. So I'm not going to like talk at length about it. But yeah, you know, like auction theory and all those things, depending on what you're looking at too. You know, you have someone who looks at bookmap, you have someone who looks at footprint candles, you have someone who uses TPO instead. You know, there's only so much you can really glean from it. Everybody thinks order flow is like a secret, but it's no different than anything else. You could look at a volume profile and kind of equate that action to what you see depending on how you're looking at order flow. But someone who watches the DOM all day, you know, if you actually want to pay that close of attention and make sure that you're not getting psyched out by something, if you can leverage it, more power to you. Like I said before, I'm not sure if you guys saw it on one of the other streams, Joel in the premium Discord is a big bookmap guy. So he uses bookmap liquidity as his kind of North Star for executing trades and defining like how many points he thinks he's going to try to hold something for. So I kind of told him when I got started with this and joined the Discord as we launched Project 365, hey, I think there's an opportunity here to like maybe have some really strong confluence between what I'm seeing in the pre-market and maybe what reactions you're looking for in bookmap around those areas to maybe inform some trade opportunities. And I think as time goes on, we'll probably look at that a little closer and maybe leverage some of that. But yeah, you know, this is also early days too, Soul Shift, with regards to the different hosts. You know, I was starting at 5 a.m. my time, and then there's just not really that many people around to watch the streams, at least not enough to like make it worth me getting up that early. To talk to like 5 people for an hour and a half, and then everybody joins at the end. Then you might as well just save them for Jake, right? So as time goes on and people get more familiar with the channel, and I think they see the value in it, right? They will maybe show up for whoever we do have on at that time in the future. So this is just early days. We're still, you know, discovering things here and how this is going to work the best. But I think I'm encouraged. I'm happy to have whoever's here. I know that what I do is a lot different, right? Like seeing all these bars on the chart for some people is like super overwhelming and they don't know what it means or how to leverage it themselves. You don't have to use this, right? I can talk to anything. I can trade price action. I took the mastermind. I understand the program. I'm not going to understand ICT buzzwords, but it's price action, right? ICT is nothing more than different construct names for price action. So if it's easier for you to identify with ICT terminology to trade price action, higher highs, higher lows, where things are supportive, multi-time frame analysis, right? Whatever works for you. So you don't have to use what I use to be successful. At the very least, it's education. It's something you didn't know about that you can learn a little bit about. If it scratches the itch and you want to learn more, you know where to find me, right? I'll be here every day at the same time for an hour, covering what I saw at the pre-market, what we're seeing intraday, any trades I'm taking or did take, we can review. Anything that you guys have questions on this, you can choose to leverage that and move forward with it, right? I can point you to a service that I use or a different service that's similar, maybe a little cheaper. Those are all things that we're here for. But at the very least, we're getting your feet wet, right? Like we're dipping your toes in the water of understanding how market maker positioning and the reactions can influence the market in great size, right? That's kind of what this is for. Where did people place their bets and how do market makers either support or resist those movements? Okay. Anyway, guys, coming up on time here for me. I'm going to touch base with Christian here, make sure he is all set up and ready to go. And if so, he will get started. He is on the West Coast, so it's probably about his end of morning. Yeah, Soul Shift, I recognize your name from those early streams. There's quite a few diehards that actually were waking up that early. I couldn't believe it, but I was happy to see some familiar names and faces at that time. I think my wife is happy that I'm not getting up at that time because it's hard to get up at 4 a.m. and not wake up dogs and stuff and kids. So no one's probably happier about that change than her. Yeah, no, I get it, sunshine. It was a vibe. All right. Love learning something new. Ren trades. I'm happy to hear that, man. I know it's a lot. Like it's really difficult to get your head around it conceptually, you know. But what I've tried to tell people is that like even for me, I did a really deep dive, right? And the hook was set early and I couldn't get enough of it and that was it. Like I had to know more, I had to know more. And I didn't really get super hung up on the formulas behind calculating gamma and charm and the relationships on the hard math side of it and the first, second, third order Greeks and how they all relate and knowing if this is this, then this equals this over here. I didn't really get hung up on that. It was more about just like, how can I take actions off of it in the simplest possible terms? And that made it easier for me to just like digest it so that when I did consume more and I became more comfortable with more of the advanced concepts, right? Or the math behind it, it was just like icing on the cake. But for me, the simplest thing was, where can I expect things to slow down? Where can I expect things to pick up momentum? And then like how many areas like that are there for me? And where is my risk best managed as a result of that? So, you know, being able to do that kind of stuff was what made it easy and beneficial to me. So, yeah. But yeah, sorry, you said a lot of overlays, Tuculus. Are you just talking about like these bars or just too much action on the screen? Because I can get rid of things. But I think it's pretty easy. Green areas, things slow down. Red areas, things speed up, right? So even if you didn't look at the background and you just looked at like the more of this, the more room you can move, right? Look at that volatility. We sold right through it. And then the momentum went back up the other way. That's what these zones are for, where the momentum can take place. And then these are kind of the like where things would slow down. Is it any coincidence? The biggest green bars is where we stopped. In the most green bars, intraday is also where we can't break above. I don't know how much more simple I can make it than that. Even if you didn't know anything about gamma and what it means, and you just said green bars, things go slow. Red bars, things move fast. Right? It's hard to argue with that and say you can't make a plan off of it. And again, if I was just looking at the pre-market, right? Fast zone. Under this strike, pretty thin to red, another fast zone, right? A lot of big green up here, things slow down. A lot of green right here, things slow down. And the only way to get down to this big red zone is if you really sell through this stuff, right? So hopefully that's not too difficult of a concept in and of itself. Like if you guys looked at the pre-market plan, I think even if I didn't say any words, if you watch enough of these streams, you probably knew if I had a chart up and I just had these little things and these were the ranges on the day to watch for. My assumption is you guys would probably be able to say, ooh, if we break 74.10, then we probably trade down closer to 73.70. If we don't break 74.10, we probably trade back up to 74.45.50. Doesn't have to be harder than that. If then, unless. If we sell through 74.10, then we sell down here. But if we don't make it down there, then we're coming back up. Like, I don't know, guys. Maybe it's easier in my head, but I don't think it sounds too difficult. So we'll get there. All right, guys, it's Monday. Rough start of the week for me. Everything off the charts. Very busy. End of the school year. If you're a parent, you get it. Summer's about to start. Things are about to get crazy. There's only so much time in a day. But we're here anyway at Project 365. We're finding time no matter what. So after me, again, if you guys are sticking around, you've got Christian Lomeli. He will be looking for some more scalp type trades, I believe, into the power hour, last couple hours of the day. He spends a lot of time reviewing trades that he's taken, trades he's thinking of taking, ICT frameworks for what's on the chart currently. So if you guys want to stick around for that, if that floats your boat, we would encourage you to stick around for Christian. And if nothing else, on a slow trading day and choppy behavior, hang out, catch the vibe, and go from there. But that is going to wrap it up for me. Christian, I think, will be starting here in just a few minutes. And we will catch you guys soon. All right. See you tomorrow.
Chat, how's it going, chat? Letting people trickle in here. Let me see. How is everyone doing, chat? We're back. Let's see. Letting people trickle in here. What's good, Adam, my boy? What's good? Just letting people trickle in here, and I'm gonna try a different approach here today. The first 30 minutes of stream, essentially build a game plan with you guys. So let's my first time opening stream here, or sorry, not stream, opening up the chart. So letting people trickle in here, we'll build a game plan together and then go from there. Letting people come in here. What up? Be creative, my guy. Did anyone take anything this morning? Let me see. I took 2 takes today. One during Asia, one during Asia yesterday, 3 takes. 2 during Asia, and then 1 during AM. I was so far 2 out of 3 for the week. That 4-hour wick from New York. Is that what you're waiting for at 11, or is that what you took in the morning after 7 a.m.? But yeah, here let's build a game plan together and go from there, chat. Gonna give this 1 more minute just to let people come in here, and yeah. But so far, going into the day with a bearish bias. Just given the higher time frames. You're Ali's my guy. Let's see. So, okay. So like I said, I'm attempting a new style for starting up these streams, given I am starting a little bit earlier. And I tend to try to take a trade a little bit later during PM, which would be around 11 to 12 PM my time, which is 2 to 3 PM Eastern, right? So what we'll do here is I'll create a game plan and I'll speak it out. I'll dissect price here within the next 20 minutes or for the next 20 minutes. And then I feel like it might bring value to a lot of you guys as I kind of look to see whether it looks good, whether it looks bad, and so on and so forth. Miggy, my guy. What up? How's it going? So yeah, let's hop into the charts here. So instantly from the jump, what I'm looking at is the weekly. And I made a video on my Instagram today. Instantly, last week's bar closed below the prior week's bar, right? It's the first red bar in this big displacement leg to the upside. We have a bullish gap here that we're still bullish, right? Don't get me wrong. On the higher time frames, I'm still bullish. But given this 3-bar pattern here, I'm anticipating price to retest into the 742 area on NQ and on ES, the 363 level, which is the fair value gap tap, right? That's, I guess you could say, the low hanging fruit on the higher time frames. On the daily, what I'm seeing here is that the daily inverted this bullish gap. We went back to retest it today, and we are now trading lower into that level, which at that level on the daily, we have a hourly swing low. So let's go ahead and create a game plan. Like I said, game plan. So let's say weekly looking to target FEG gap at what level was it? It was at 742 or 2. Okay, daily on ES inverted the FEG, comma, retested, and is now trading away below the opening print on the daily. So let's go back. Let's go back to the charts. So yeah, daily and weekly, I'm bearish going into the session. 4 hour, again, 4 hour creating lower lows and lower highs. So yeah, literally creating lower lows and lower highs, and every order block has been respected thus far. My trade in the morning came off that premise. I posted that on my story or on my Instagram. I took basically this trade, right? And I'll walk you guys through exactly the trade I took there, and then Asia a little bit in later in the stream. But yeah, so far 4 hour, there's no reason I should be trying to look for longs here. I should be, given if my higher time frame draw is correct at these levels, I want to see how this 4 hour candle closes here. So that's why I was like, let me try something different here. So based off of how that 4 hour candle closes will determine my overall bias. Ideally, I'd want it to close somewhere around that area, retrace into a PDO rate in that range. It might be the new week opening gap / new day opening gap. We'll see. We'll dive deeper into the smaller time frames, but for now, it can maybe literally just tap that up candle here to then trade lower. So yeah, things I'm noticing here on the 4 hour is we're literally downtrending and creating lower lows, lower highs. And every order block here has been respected. If we take the wick, I don't trade the wick, I trade the bodies, but in this case, the wicks got respected of the last up candles. And again, like I keep explaining in every single stream, I pay attention to the middle of the order blocks, or yeah, the middle of the order block. So if we take that middle, it got respected here. And then we traded lower. So again, 4 hours aligning with my daily and my weekly outlook. We just took a sell side here, or the lows, while ES didn't. So there's a little bit lack of divergence in my favor though, because I like trading NQ. So if we go back to the let's go back to the game plan here. So 4 hour is creating low lows and lower highs. ES seems to be a bit weaker here. 4 hour, looking for the 4 hour to close and retrace into a PD array. So from that, I'm kind of looking to see this. Something like that, right? So typically what I'll do is I'll screenshot how price is looking and just paste it. So again, chat, for those of you guys popping in here, I'm building a game plan for PM session. Literally what I would do before stream starts, but just with you guys, and maybe we'll see if you guys like it. If not, then I won't do it no more, but I think it could be beneficial for a lot of you guys. Let's see. Let's pop up stream here. There's not quite a... Hey, Lomeli, your video stream is covering up the right side of the charts here a bit, mostly similar. Okay, 1 second. Let me see. Let me go back to the game plan. Again, just creating a game plan so the charts are a little bit, I'll pop off TradeZilla and then pop it back on. Oh, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. There you go. Thank you, Adam. So there you go. So yeah, so from the 4 hour, again, bearish, but I'd want to see the 4 hour close, the next 4 hour candle open, to then trade down into my draw, which would be 742, the higher time frame draw. We just took out sell side, so after sell side, we should retrace back into the range or into a fair value gap, an order block. So yeah, 4 hour lower lows and lower. Again, this is my first time opening up charts here for PM, so I'm looking at price here. I like how the I like how ES tapped into that bearish or that bullish daily fair value gap that went invert, respected the middle of that 4 hour order block, and let's see. So yeah, 4 hours about it. On the 1 hour, lowers and lower highs, we have divergence here. That doesn't really matter, but just taking note of it. SMTs, divergence. This morning's trade idea came off this premise here. And I'll walk you guys through the trade I took in the morning, which I posted on my Instagram. Yeah, we display slower. And now looking for a retracement back into the range to then trade back lower. Again, the hourly in the morning, I made I posted a lot of reels about tricky price action that I feel like maybe a lot of you got stuck in, which I feel would have a lot of benefit. And again, I'll break down everything towards the end of stream, but yeah, on the hourly, there's not really much to see other than I want to see a pullback. Where could we pull back to? We have this breaker here, which is essentially just a market structure shift. So price went like this. So we're price prior was a structure point. I'm anticipating price to maybe go there and test, then trade back lower. That's a potential area. There's a small little fair value gap here. That's a good area here that I'd be looking to take a trade off of. This little mini fair value gap here on NQ, which aligns with the new day opening gap, new week opening gap, and the breaker. So let's write that down. So this is a bullish breaker. You know what? Let's not confuse people. Bearish order block on the right. Bearish. You know what? I'm gonna use a level. Bearish order block. Bearish order block, and then we have a small little FEG here. FEG on the hourly, which aligns with the new day, new week opening gap, which is this orange rectangle here. And again, Chad, it aligns with premium of the range. So take that swing high to swing low over 50%. That's my area of interest for the session. That'd be where I'd be willing to put on some risk. And again, coming into the day, I'm half R on Mondays. So even with half R, I'm up nicely. I'm up nicely on across my accounts. I'm up 2R essentially. So in R multiple, I'm up 4R given I'm risking half. But in my actual R perspective, I'm up 2R on the session, which is amazing. Amazing, risking very, very little. So yeah, on the hourly, what I'm looking at is that area, the fair value gap area, bearish breaker or bearish order block area, and it's around 50%. It's around, I'm just looking for areas where price makes sense to go tap into and not trade past it if my higher draw is correct, right? So aligning again, the weekly, the daily, the 4 hour, the 1 hour. So the 1 hour is now, okay, that's my area of interest. So what I do here now is take a screenshot. Take a screenshot of that, and then I pop up my Rayzella. And then I just basically write that down. On the 1 hour, we have a bearish gap, comma, new day opening gap, comma, and premium of the range in one area. Going into the session, this will be my area of interest. So now I just paste the picture, and now this is where price is fractal. Now that I kind of have an idea of what I want to see for the session, I go into like the 4 hour. Where would we retrace back into the 4 hour? It'd be that same order block that we could potentially tap into again, right? Let's see, 1 hour, 15 minute. On the 15 minute, we have a swing high here that once we take out essentially liquidity on the 15 minute. So for now, I'm anticipating price to trade higher, right? And so for now, yeah, I guess short term, my bias is again to the upside, then take that out and then align myself with higher time frame draw into the downside, right? And I'm not looking to catch this whole move. More than anything, I'll probably catch a move like this, right? But I'm aligning myself with the higher time frame draw, which is my objective. So yeah, let's hop into, let's see, the hourly, that area, the 15 minute. Again, this is my first time seeing price, so I'm trying to see if I'm missing anything here. Now, if price goes above my area of interest, I would take a step back, reanalyze, and then go about it a different way, essentially create a new game plan. So, and maybe sometimes I just don't create a game plan and I just sit out, or sometimes I readjust and I'm like, okay, maybe price is headed towards a different draw. Maybe we're headed towards these highs, and that's where I readjust. But based off of the data that I have currently, right now, I am leaning towards the downside. Okay, so let me finish up creating a game plan here, and then I'll hop on charts, or sorry, on chat. So let's see. Did I miss anything on ES? ES, no. On NQ, nothing. The only reason why price could just trade lower and not tap into it is given that ES has yet to take out these lows. So and if that does happen, then I'm not interested in taking anything. 15 minute got a change in state here after taking out London lows. So that's something to consider here. Let's see. Fair value gap here. Here, let me open up ES and make it bigger. I like to look at, despite I look at NQ, I like to look at ES, as ES is more of a driving factor. So the fact that ES on the weekly, we have a fair value gap that we have to tap into, or not have to, but I'm looking for price to tap into given how prior weeks closed. The daily inverted that fair value gap here, tested it, and is now trading lower underneath the opening print. 4 hours creating lower lows and lower highs. Chat, am I wrong, or is this making sense? Everything is aligning to trade lower despite the weekly being bullish, right? Lower lows, lower highs. The hourly is let me see, changes. Yeah, the hourly is just simply it retraced back into OTE from this leg to that leg. Take OTE. Yeah, so we're now trading lower. Displaced lower, holding that new week opening gap / new day opening gap. Again, we created divergence with NQ, but that's okay. Now we take premium discount of this leg. That swing high would be premium of the range, so that's something to take note of. Here, let's take that note right now. Premium PD array. We do have divergence up at the top, which was my driving factor for my trade in the morning. So we have this big divergence here with NQ, right? These highs here got taken on NQ in my area of interest, while ES got taken while NQ didn't. And yeah, I mean, now we're just waiting. We're waiting to see 4 hour, 1 hour. Yeah, that area of interest is nice for me to look for a potential short. Sorry, Chad, if I go quiet for a minute, I'm trying to see if I like to see, when I create a game plan, I like to think of the opposite side. So, okay, I'm short bias. Now, why would I be long? So I like to think of trade ideas as to why I would be long. And if I can't really make any, then I'm okay with holding my game plan. But if I can create a potential long thesis at my area of interest, then something's wrong, right? So that way it avoids confirmation bias. So actually, I should probably write that down on the thing. So game plan. Oh, cap locks are on. So game plan, short bias going into the session. Damn, I'm all over the place. Going into the session. Always consider the other side of your game plan and check your bias essentially. So let's see. So yeah, now after we got the higher time frames in check, the 15-minute, that's a swing high like we mentioned. The 15-minute is still delivering bearish essentially on NQ. On ES, it seems like we got a change in state, hovering right above prior day lows. So yeah, essentially a little leaning towards the bullish side for the immediate future, not looking to take anything. For the upside, because I'm bearish on the downside. So on the downside, I'd want this area of interest to get tapped into. There's a lot of confluences in that area. We got premium PDO right here. On ES, which is simply a swing high in premium of the range. Let's see. How are we looking with regular trading hours here? Regular trading hours, we're well below the opening print. What time is it? So it's 51. So this is perfect, actually. We're 8 minutes away from the new 4-hour candle closure. And we're just about done with our game plan here. 15-minute, 5-minute. So the 5-minute, we inverted this gap and we're now holding the bullish gap. So this is a nice little area where price we got divergence. So yeah, longs in this area aren't bad, but for me, I want everything to be pointing towards one direction. And right now, although things are pointing to the upside, we have, I guess you could call resistance. We got the new week opening gap with bearish confirmation to the downside. So yeah, I used to take these trades often, but I noticed that my hit rate on them wasn't as high. But yeah, let's see what we get here. We have a small little 15-minute gap that we kind of retraced off of, and is essentially what we got divergence on both assets here on the 5-minute. So yeah, let's see price develop here again. So actually, let's change this here now. Interact, short bias. So now my bias is short here going into the session, right? What's up? What's up? For those who just popped in, we just created a game plan, right? Which is essentially short into the 742 level. So here it is, game plan. Weekly's looking to target FEG gap at 742. Daily on ES inverted the fair value gap. Retested it. It is now trading way below the opening print. You guys can go back on the chart and look at it yourself or screenshot this. 4 hours creating lower lows and lower highs. ES seems to be a bit weaker here. No, that's NQ's looking weaker. Looking for the 4 hour to close and retrace into a PD array, similar to something like this, like we drew earlier. On the 1 hour, we have a bearish gap, new day opening gap, premium of the range in one area. Going into the session, this will be my area of interest, which we mentioned earlier, which is this. Game plan, short bias going into the session. Always consider the other side, or this was just for you guys. Always consider the other side of the game plan and check your bias. So yeah, short bias again. So that's pretty much done. And I would love some feedback. I would love the feedback. If you guys like this, I'm willing to do this every day with you guys. If not, then I'll just do it before stream starts. But I figured I'd give it a shot. Give it a shot to see if you, I think there's value in that, as I'm literally looking for things and breaking things down. And it might be a period of like, say 30, 20, 25 minutes of, I guess, boredom, not looking at chat and just kind of locking in. But I do think that if you're looking to find value, that's a lot of value. Let me see. Where's chat? Where's chat? Chat, how we doing, chat? Lomeli, happy Monday, brother. Mitch, great work earlier. My guy, Jake, happy Monday, my guy. Thoughts on VWAP? Haven't used it until last week, and Asia says super. Yeah, VWAP is very well respected. Like, what I'm getting at is institutional traders use it. I know SMB Capital uses it. I know a lot of professional traders use it, and I just personally don't use VWAP because I don't know. I like to keep my things simple, and I think price for me is more than enough. But I do, bro. It's anything works in this market. It's just a matter of keeping variables consistent and not deviating from them. Firework, bro. My guy Jake, thank you. Hey, if you hit the subscribe 50K by June 30th, 100 count giveaways, and yeah, chat. If we get 50K subscribers by June 30th. Jake goes blonde, chat. I just had a meeting with Mr. Oh, I just watched that reel as well before stream started. He opened it up with Mr. CSW or something like that. I was like, who the fuck is this guy? Lomeli with the sauce, my guy. Fuck yeah. Lomeli was good. AXP, my guy, what's good? Nothing much. I took a trade in AM and now literally waiting to see if we get a setup for PM. I do think we have cleaner action for a Monday, so let's see what we can get. Love the breakdown, bro. Great to see how you formulate a game plan for the day. Fuck yeah. I was thinking about it on my way back home from the gym, or even at the gym. I was like, I feel like that would do well, but it would do well for education, right? But not so much for engagement. Like, and if you guys like it, I'll keep doing it. But rather than just hopping on charts and like, okay, this is what I'm looking at because of XYZ. Now let's get on it and then look at chat. So it might be a slower start. So yeah, I'm playing around with it and seeing what we like, I guess, as a group. ZPS, my guy. What up? Primo, hell yeah, looking fire, bro. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah, G. Yes, love the trade plan explanation. Fuck yeah. That's what I'm here for, big dog. Hello. Definitivamente, bro. Trading simple ski. Yeah, so yeah, it seems like you guys are enjoying it. You guys are liking it. So yeah, just experiment for now and going from there. But yeah, the 4 hour candle is closing here soon. So that's kind of what I'm waiting for with that area of interest. So honestly, I don't even got to explain anything more as to what I'm looking for, because you guys literally know what I'm looking for. So there's no confusion. Simple. Yeah. Keeping trading simple for me is key. Literally key. Yeah, I could see us testing higher with the 4 hour candle close, but wouldn't feel confident to go long. Yeah, exactly. And that's where everything aligns, because two things for me need to happen, right? My draw needs to be, I need to have an idea of where price is headed towards for my game plan, but I also need to have a pocket, right? And I need those two things every single day, a pocket and an idea of where price is headed towards. For me, the idea of where I think price is headed towards is down here. My pocket is here. I need those two things every single day. If I'm missing one, if I say I'm confident on draw, but I don't have a pocket, I don't have a read as to where price could give me an entry, I don't touch it. And days like that happen for me sometimes, right? And vice versa. I might have a pocket, but I don't have a read. I don't know if we might go here or we might go here, but this looks good, right? That's a bad setup in my opinion. So you need both, right? This would be going against my overall draw. This would be going like, sure, we can test trade up to here, up to here. I don't know. My idea is that we are going to trade up here, then trade lower. And for me, that's aligning. It's me putting myself in both criteria, which is my pocket and my draw. So yeah, to go back to what you're saying, JTP, yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. Chat, I hope you guys don't mind. I made a little yogurt before stream started, and I'm gonna finish it up here. I'm busting in Azang today. I just got back from the gym, chat. A little rushed, but fuck it, we ball, man. Got a little pump in. Got a little pump in here. So yeah, the 4-hour candle here opens up here shortly. Let's see. That's what I'm looking for. Let me see, is the music even on? Yeah, music's on. So yeah, as we're waiting for this, what do we take today, chat? We take anything this morning or no? I'm at the gym right now. Fuck yeah. Yeah, this would honestly be my gym time hour, but now with stream, I adjusted. And to be honest, chat, hold on. All right, I'm done. To be honest, my gym sessions have been a little short, just given that I literally only have like 30 minutes to 45 minutes to train. So it's been whatever, but consistency, man. Lomeli is my guy. What's up, brother? You take anything this morning? 2 shorts for 600 on the day. Fuck yeah. What'd you short? You short NQ or you shorted gold? I'm assuming that's what most of you guys trade. NQ, gold, ES. I'm about to go to Lifetime Fitness. Lifetime Fitness. Fuck yeah. Lifetime. Where are you located? Hasaniva. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah, my guy. Fuck yeah. You took longs or shorts in the morning? You took an ES long for over one hour on Mitch's stream. Fuck yeah. Only play I've seen so far for me today. Fuck yeah. On ES, you said? Let's see. A long. Somewhere around the. Oh shit. You took a long somewhere in this area, I'm assuming? Like the 395-ish area is the long you took? So the 4-hour candle just opened. And this is why I don't trade against the higher time frame draw. This looks, I guess you could say, textbook liquidity raid, inverse, bullish BPR, targeting low resistance liquidity, if you want to call it. But that's why I stay away from that. And I focus on the higher time frame draw. There it is. You went long, LA. MNQ, fuck yeah. Los Angeles, fuck yeah. LA. Okay. Blue funded, fuck. You'll be back, brother. You'll be back, John. No worries. Went long at ES at 645. TP at the OVN high overnight. highs. Oh, fuck, man. Fuck. I just spilled my coffee on my keyboard. 1 second, chat. Let me get a napkin. Fucking rookie mistake, chat. Fuck. There wasn't much, but I just fucking spilt it all over my... like the right-hand side of the keyboard that I never use. Shit, coffee's fine though. We're good, gang. We're good, we're good. Okay, was done early. Okay, so yeah, I was going over Ramirez's trade. 645, TP at overnight highs. You were... Ramirez went long on ES. Oh, ES. Oh, okay, fire. Yeah, that's a good trade. Good setup. Fuck yeah. I literally shorted... and it's on my story, like the trade execution live and stuff. But I literally shorted this into London lows. I was gonna look to target the Asia lows, but the low hanging fruit for me was London lows. Yeah, nothing like an early day, bro. Honestly, lately, the way I've been trading, I've been done pretty early. It's crazy because like after Project 365 started for me, I told myself, I'm like, okay, I can't be trading. I tried it. I tried to trade throughout literally the whole day, and I was like, fuck, no, this isn't sustainable for me. So what I did is I cut my trading time short from, I'd be done like at 9:30, 10 sometimes. And I wouldn't trade PM, of course, but I'd be done at 9:30. And yeah, so I was like, fuck, I would be done. So again, when Project 365 started, I was like done at 9:30, take a little quick 40 minute break just to get some food, some coffee, and then I'd be back on the charts. And that was fucking draining. But what I'm getting at is now that I have my cutoff be like 8:15-ish, I noticed that I catch the same amount of trades. So it's like I wasn't really missing out on much, although I thought I was. Yo, Methodic, my guy. How's it going, brother? You take anything this morning? If oil goes up, break down central here. Break down central here. I thought you said break down central C. I was like, what you talking about, bro? What do you mean? What do you mean break down central here? I'm tripping talking about overnight highs like if it wasn't this morning. No, I think I understood you though. Fuck yeah. So let's see. Again, the only reason I'd adjust here is if we don't get a retracement back to the range and we just continue, I'd see if we get a potential continuation play, something like a potential lower high into draw. So that's kind of what I'm peeping here and seeing if we get that, but let's see, chat. Did we get divergence there or no? No. So yeah, just waiting now. Waiting for that retracement back into the leg. Just like that, chat. 100 points in 5 minutes. ATX. Yeah, literally. Yeah, today's been a very volatile session. Like even for the morning, I sized down. Just because, bro, holding one contract would put you up or down significantly. Holding one MNQ, chat, doing the math, one MNQ, you're up or down 550. Call it 550 times 2. Wait, am I doing that right? Yeah, 550 times 2. Yeah, $1,100. So yeah, we're very, I wouldn't say volatile, but the ranges today are very expansive compared to other days. And that's where sizing comes into play. You need to learn how to size. Can you show the rake levels? Sure. Let's see if we have any rake levels here. So rake levels, I'll put them in green. So yeah, the only level we have here for rakes are the 839.5. And then below us would be the 608.5. And then levels we broke through. Those are essentially the two levels for rakes levels. And yeah, and the one I have in watch is 742. So there you go, man. Huge candles today. Been doing 3 micros. Yeah, trading minis in this market is fucking, I mean, depending on what accounts you have, but micros is all you need in this market for today. New here, I've always been better to wait for the retracement and entry instead of buying the bid on the small shorts. Okay, instead of buying the bid on the small shorts or a rejection. You said, new here, is it always better to wait for retracement and entry instead of buying the bid on this? Okay, I see what you mean. So for me, it is, I'd rather get in on a potential lower high if I'm short on the higher time frames than getting in here. Like, although this is good, and if this continues, I'd be looking for the same exact thing on a smaller time frame. Just a smaller time frame. Let's remove that Jake level. Oh. But if it doesn't, and I'm anticipating for higher, everything to align for me would be that area, the 120 level-ish area, to get tested, then to trade back lower. But yeah, for me, the reason why is because you get more risk to reward. And I learned this from Jake. Instead of, you got breakout traders who like to trade the breakout of the highs here, right? You have traders who'd like to trade, shit, I forgot what other type was right they are. The traders, but yeah, so you got the breakout traders, and then you got the traders trying to catch the potential higher lows and uptrends. Like this. And I want to get out there instead of getting in there to catch something higher, right? This is what I look to catch, and that's kind of similar to what I'm waiting for now, just vice versa to the downside, right? Let's delete that, or we'll leave that up there for now. Actually, let's delete it. Chat, one thing about me is I hate messy charts. Even this is messy for me now. Today's market is wild, but kind of expecting a downward move with how the weekly candle yeah, bro, methodic, literally the same exact way. We just created a game plan here and literally broke down that exact reasoning, and yeah, I'm anticipating the weekly to get a gap entry to then trade higher, or who knows, trade even lower. But for me, what I'm certain on is that gap entry, given also how the daily on ES inverted the fair value gap and rejected away from it, is now trading lower. The 4 hour literally creating lower lows and lower highs. So my conviction is lower. My conviction is lower. Let's see. We now just inverted that bullish gap. So if price wants to go here lower, it will more than likely. And if it does, I'd look for a potential continuation play type of setup. Trying to see if this would be a potential good yeah, no, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for that to either get tested or see if we get some sort of entry model down here somewhere. And if I miss it, it's okay. Long, short. Trying to see if the risk to reward here would play out. It's decent. It's decent. Which is more than likely probably what's going to happen here. Just given that ES just hasn't really, not really, it hasn't at all taken out Asia lows. Yeah, let's see how the 15-minute trades here. If we create some sort of like bullish fair value gap here that we can then trade off of and then continue lower, that's probably what I'd be looking to take here. If we don't get that pullback to that area. But again, chat, we had that draw, which is lower, which is what's kind of keeping me engaged on price and looking to see if we get some sort of entry. But this is like the perfect picture setup. If we don't get that, this is still just as good. I see. That's why I've been struggling. I need to have more patience entering before I get ahead of myself. Yeah, I think understanding this concept of like trying to get in potential higher lows and uptrends and potential lower highs and downtrends is, bro, I think that's, if everyone just simply try to look for that, no matter how you trade, it's the same shit. Yeah, and the FOMC will probably be the driver to get us to gap lower and see the retracement, the reaction for a new phase of price road out. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, brother, we trade very similar, my guy. Not looking like you're gonna get that bounce. We'll see. If we don't, then I adjust. But one thing is for sure is like my draw is lower, right? So no matter what, that was just essentially for my entry model to present itself, aligning with everything. And if that doesn't play out, this currently right now is telling me that price doesn't want to do that. So what I'm doing now is adjusting. And we'll see if we get a retracement back into like a 15-minute gap or something. Like if this stays like that, how it's looking, essentially this, if that closes like that and we get a retracement and then continuation, that's something I'm potentially interested in. Just given that if we look at the 15-minute here, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So the 15 minutes just been completely on a downtrend. No signs of potential market structure shift, nothing. So we'll see, maybe we take out this low and hopefully we can get a retracement back into the range, right? To then play the same model, literally the same model, chat. I'd get the swing high to swing low, look for any sort of PD arrays, right? That's exactly the same exact shit I'd be looking for. But for now, just letting it play out. Letting it play out. Let's see. But yeah, I took 2 trades in Asia session, which the second one played out amazingly. And with the same premise, like all my trades, I took 1 trade here, which got stopped out, and then I took another one here, which ended up playing out into I took it into these lows here during Asia. And the only reason I took it, Chad, is because I was reviewing. Fuck, how do I get the fucking level? There you go. Into these lows. Yeah. So played out amazingly. And the only reason I took it was because I hopped on and everything looked fucking amazing. And yeah, so I was willing to attempt it twice for half hour, both trades. Played out amazingly. And then AM, I came into the session, took shorts, which I posted again on my story. And yeah, so far, great day. No, it's not a stupid question. Yeah, it's all it is like a form of area of interest. So a PD, yeah, it sounds stupid, but all it is like a fair value gap for me, like an order block, that's all it is really. Like some sort of area of interest. Did news come out? I don't think so. It's just price reacting. Price reacting. Yeah, of course. So for me, for example, like a PD array here would be, shoot. In this case would be like this fair value gap is a PD array per se. This last up candle before the down move is a PD array. Yeah, it's just a way of yeah, honestly, it's confusing, but that's just how I learned it, and I hate it, but it works. It works. Can't hate it if it works. Yeah, I prefer this type of action over trading at all-time highs, honestly. I prefer trading back into the range, back into certain levels, to then look for a potential maybe turnaround back into certain highs over just like the action we've been getting the last couple of weeks, which is we literally would open up I'd come into PM like this. I'd come into PM like this. Literally at all-time highs, or not even that. I'd come into PM like this. So at that point, what can you really do? Right? Versus here. Here we have room, we have an idea of where price is headed towards, we have everything. Everything's aligning. I've been getting this coffee lately, banana with maple syrup. It's fucking good. Amazing. I got shitty sleep. I noticed that I'm very whenever I get shitty sleep and I drink a lot of coffee, I'm like it's almost like I'm on Adderall. I don't know. I feel fucking too locked in. My boy Jerson, my guy, how's it going? Waiting on a potential setup here on price. Nothing. We broke down. Created a game plan, and then from there we set our targets for the day. We're 742, and yeah, just waiting to see if we get potential entries. Entries in this area. Dude, you try those banana milkshake things in Costa Rica? They have them everywhere. So good. Yeah, bro. It's crazy how I come back fucking trying to do everything with bananas here. Like everything, every single dish out there has bananas included. It's essentially everything you eat with. They either have fried bananas, they have a whole bunch of banana drinks. And yeah, brother, it's fucking good. It's almost like the fruit is also, I don't know, it's better. Bro, how'd you like Santa Teresa? That's like the Caribbean side, right? That same 3 hours of sleep and Bro, it's annoying because like literally after stream, I'll probably shower. I just hit the gym. I'll shower. I'm not doing much all day, honestly. Just relaxing and waiting till like 8, 9 p.m. hits to just knock out. Or I'll probably go out and get some food, but other than that, my brain is done for the day. Where do you get coffee from? Just either Starbucks or local coffee shops. What does Adderall feel like when trading? I don't know. I've never done it. But I would imagine you're taking 1,000 trades a minute. I was having a convo with it's funny, I met this guy, and he said he watched the streams a couple of times after I met him. So maybe he's watching now, but his name, or not, I'm out his name out. He's a professional poker player that I met in Costa Rica. And he was saying that he takes Adderall just to study and sometimes even to play. And I was thinking, fuck, imagine doing that when trading. I feel like I feel like you'd be trying to take every single little. I feel like for me personally, I'd hop onto the 15-second chart and try to take every potential lower high, and yeah, I'd feel like I'd dig myself in a huge hole. Plantains, yeah, literally, plantains are fucking great. I found some here though. I didn't think they have them. They had them here, but I found some at Sprouts. Yeah, people literally, bro. It's a big travel spot. It's similar to like the same vibe Bali goes for, which is like the digital nomads and like traveling to like a different country outside. And yeah, everything's fairly. I would say it's food is expensive, but as far as like cost of living and everything is fairly cheap. For like the young, yeah, exactly. Trading the 1 minute, bro. 1 second chart is crazy. I feel like I'd convince myself that price is fractal, and I just hop on the 1 second and be like, yeah, I got this shit. DJ Hours, Victoria. Yeah, food same price as US. Yeah, no doubt about it. Where would you fit the buy from short to long? So from short to long, once this level gets taken, I'm no longer interested in shorts. Why? Because the weekly has a fair value gap here. That all we're getting, we're still bullish on the weekly. The daily is bearish. Short term, just given that, it's better to see it on ES. Just that ES inverted this gap. If we were bullish, we should have held that, right? That fair value gap. This line before is right underneath that is that weekly gap. So given how the weekly closed, right? This last week bars closed underneath that candle, and now we're trading lower into that gap. So the daily and the weekly are aligned to saying short, right? Temporarily, until we hit that, price can literally just tap that just to do this. Tap it just to trade higher. Right? I don't know. That could happen. Another scenario could be like we just tap it, trade lower into this gap maybe. I don't know. All I'm sure on is that we're going to trade, or not we're going to. It doesn't have to happen, but my conviction says we're trade to the 363.25. And from there, I take a step back. I just literally take a step back, and if a trade plays out in that, honestly, chat, like if, for example, like say we just run through it right now, I'm more than likely not taking anything. That's how I'll put it. Just because the higher time frame is now in a bullish area, right? Being that 4-hour gap, or that weekly gap. And so now we're getting mixed signals, right? The weekly is, say, assume we tap it. The weekly is bullish. The daily just took out a swing low. So I don't know if we're going to keep trading or we're going to get a failure to go lower. And the 4-hour has been downtrending. So now we're getting conflicting signals. The 4 hours downtrending, the weekly's uptrending, the hourly's downtrending, the daily just got a failure to go lower, potentially. So at that point, I just want to see price develop. So to answer your question, at that point, I'm cash. I'm not looking for longs. I'm not looking for shorts. Ideally, I guess more so is yeah, I just want to see price react from that area to then make a decision. I hope that answered your question. So in this case, we just took out swing lows here. Let's see if we come back and retrace into that fair value gap and go from there, chat. How's a 30-minute looking? 15-minute. 5-minute. Let's see if all we have to do is retrace back into that. Ideally for me, I'd want to see that 15-minute close here, which closes in 30 seconds. So then tap into that fair value gap here. Tap into equilibrium. Tap into that invert fair value gap here on the 5-minute. So we have a lot of, again, similar thesis as to why I thought price would come up here, but just on a shorter time frame given how price is reacting. But if we completely inverse this and trade higher, then I still have the same thesis up here. So the 15-minute just closed here. Let's see what we get. So to the 30-minute, hourly. Yeah, it's not the cleanest action. Like if you look at the 15-minute, it's not the cleanest action, but I guess what's carrying here, what's carrying we tapped into that 5-minute gap just to, let's see. What's carrying this is my draw on liquidity, which is, for me, it's lower. Let's see what we get. Let's see what we get. What up, y'all? Eldred, what up, my guy? The 1-second chart is scary. Hook in, Emilio, my guy. Market was playing with us in the morning. At least got caught up in the range. Yeah, I think for me, what my benefit this morning was that I just took a trade and I forgot about it. I set my stop, my target, my low-hanging fruit, and I let it play out, and it worked out. Taco Tuesday tomorrow. NQ bounced from that 839 level. Just play the 5-minute inversions to lunch low. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. That's fire. I was looking at that, but I'm looking for these lows down here. And but given the delivery this morning on the 15-minute, I anticipate price just continuing that and not needing to come up here after that 11 a.m. candle closed, or not closed, open how it did. We'll see, we'll see. QQQ just bounced off of that rake level. We have a rake level here. Let's see. Sheesh. Fire. Fire, fire, fire. Hold on. 1 second, chat. Need to take a bathroom break. 1 second. Bro said goon break. Ew, no. Oh, Didi, my guy, what up, what up? Nah. I just took a quick leak. The bathroom's literally right next door. I promise, chat. I was like, why do my charts look different? I had the regular trading hours on. So the ES tapped into that fair value gap while NQ didn't. Let's see. I'd be willing to try this with just, again, today's Monday for me, half hour. And I mean, shit, it's Monday for everyone, huh? But yeah, willing to try this half hour. I'm up four, what is that? 4R in risk perspective, but in just regular R essentially, given I was half R today, I'm up 2R. So I'm willing to give away here half R. And looking to get a continuation play into that 742 level. We tapped into that bullish or bearish gap here on ES. NQ didn't. We're holding that bearish gap here on the 5-minute. And on the 1-minute, let's see. Let's see what we get here on the 1-minute. Tuesday for you. Where are you located at? Where do you live? Team 5. Gonna get my trades ready here. 1 second. You said, what the fuck is this background music? Fuck. I literally just looked up Trader Lo-Fi Jazz. Given everything I was playing the other day was copywriting me. Elevator music? Fuck. Damn, hold on. Let me lock in, chat. Let's see if we invert this gap. Potentially be looking to take a short stab here for about a 2R. It's a wider stop than I'd want, but yeah, be willing to try it though. Bro, that wick was wild. 40 points 2 seconds ago. On MNQ, I saw that. Should I change the music, chat? Fuck. Short bias, let's see. Invert. So yeah, if we invert this, I'm looking to take a stab. A stab into prior week lows. But if we hold that, taking a step back here. Oh yeah, send it through, Didi. Yeah, I'll play it now. Music is fire, relaxing as fuck. About to put you in a PM nap. That's not the goal here. Should I play some? This is what we need to play right here. Chat, watch. See. Hold on, let that ad play. Is that what we need, chat, or what? Sent you the link? All right, I'll open it right now. Okay, I'm trying this short here. Let's see. Small size. Into prior week lows. I'm aware that my area of interest was up higher, but given I'm kind of trying to play the momentum here, see if we continue. If not, then I'm okay with it. Shit, it's kind of music's FOMO inducing. Nah. Hold on, let me make sure I got my stops in place. So far, I haven't gotten copyrighted, so we chilling. We chilling. When you buying a Corvette, I don't know. I keep talking about it. I keep looking at to my girlfriend. I keep looking at cars, but I don't know. If I do, it'll be for sure after like around August time. I'd take the trade off NQ if ES takes out prior week lows first. G06 go crazy, black color. Yeah, bro, it has to be black, huh? Murdered out. With some either all black rims or like silverish, chromish rims, in my opinion. Okay, let's set alerts here. All right, let's see. Let's experiment with music here. So far, I haven't gotten any copyright here. Let's see. Chat, what song should I play, chat? $50 a milli? How about this? How about this? Play some old school shit now. Play 50 Cent. Play Cafe Jazz. We not fucking with the music or what? Let's see. Let's go back to Cafe Jazz. Or not Cafe Jazz. Oh wait, I wasn't playing Cafe Jazz. Let's play Cafe Jazz. Let's see. Same thing though. Sounds like elevator music. Fuck. Oh. Search Miles. Oh, you said you sent me the thing, right? On let's see. Visit sites. Hold on. Let me copy and paste this. Copy. Paste on Chrome because I don't like Explorer. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I think it's a little bit better, more like upbeat, right, Tet? Miles. Oh, okay. Is that what you sent me, or is it a different one, Didi? You made a trading psychology mix? You can't hear. Oh, fuck. That's right. I'm tripping. Sorry, chat. Sorry. I paused the music here, but on OBS, but now you should be able to hear. It's more of a vibe now, rather than what I was playing. Yeah, so if this gets stopped out, we're going to tap into that fair value gap, of course. And at that point, I'd be potentially looking for another re-entry. We'll see. This trade was under the premise that we got divergence with ES, or not was, is under the premise that ES got that fair value gap tap and NQ didn't, creating divergence, and that fair value gap held, and my entry was on the 1 minute invert. So yeah, let's see if it plays out here. Let's see. Chill got vibes. Miles is different. He makes wild songs. Okay, I'll check it out right now. But yeah, appreciate what you sent me now. I think I'm liking it a little bit better. My dog, Alex. What up, my guy? Raúl Onate, Lomeli Vatomas. Oh, this guy. Been going good, brother. Honestly, can't complain. I caught nice trades in the morning, caught nice trades in Asia yesterday, hit the gym, and now we're here sipping coffee. I haven't had breakfast though, so I'll probably get that after. I did eat a yogurt. That's about it. And sipping on coffee. Yeah. How's your morning going, brother? You live in the West Coast, bro? Yes, I do. Love to hear, brother, minus the breakfast past. It's good, brother. Can't complain. Another day to be great. Fuck yeah. So long we're here. So long we're breathing. Honestly, all of us on here are blessed. Or we have a device to watch streams on. We have a device to trade on. We have Wi-Fi, probably sitting at, even if you're at work, you're blessed. Wherever you're at, you have an opportunity a lot of people outside the States don't have. You trading in the TradingFi Cup? I don't know. When does it start? I haven't. Yeah, I don't know. Hold on, chat. Let me get a reply to this. This is important. Be off at 10:30. 12:30. So now we're getting some speed to the downside here. Let's see, chat. You have some evals that let me see. Already started it, guess. Already started it, guess. Oh, the shit. Oh, okay. Let me see. Let me look into it. It's runs May 17th to 22nd. So it started already? I'll look into it after stream. So yeah, ES just took out Asia lows, and we are about up on it like about 1 hour we're up about 1 hour on the trade. So let's see if that Asia low continues or reverse. 4 hour. We just took out external, I guess you could say. It's tough. Part of me wants to go break even here, but I think what I'm gonna do is just see. Yeah, I'm gonna just let it play out. And as soon as it seems like ES is gonna take out prior week low, if it does first at 363, and if it does, that's where I'll look to exit my position. You need to be a top 1,000 to qualify for next round. Top 1,000, holy shit! How many people are? Yeah, I wonder how many people are actually doing it. It's got to be thousands, huh? Got to be thousands, man. I haven't mentioned this, chat, but I fucked up my knee in Costa Rica. And when I stand here, it fucking bothers me. I'll probably adjust this desk here shortly. I'm surprised I was playing 50 Cent and it wasn't copywriting me. Kind of interested to see if I can keep it going and play some other music. You need to do a fitness channel too, brother. The channel, my Lomeli trade channel, that is currently a channel, I have so many fitness videos archived that maybe in the future I'll unarchive. And yeah, I was like 17, 18, 19, even 20, yeah, that's all I would really record, just fitness videos. And I have a couple of trading videos. I have a lot of journey videos that I documented on there, but to be honest, I archived them soon as I started Project 365. I don't know why. This shit is vibey. I know, bro. You should see the video. The video is even more vibey. I'm here like archived. Archived, is it archived or archived? Bro said, oh, my bad, chat. Damn, 14.5K people were in the Tradify Cup. Crazy. Crazy. Archived. Fuck, I learned something new today, chat. My bad. I'm sorry. Bro said archived. Man, I've literally I've gone my whole life saying archived.
Sometimes I actually have no idea what's going on
until
I open Monday.
Fuck, I feel stupid. Ah, shit. And where'd the music go? Chat. There we go. Bro said archived. I can't speak two languages, so no shade there, bro. Yeah, honestly, I blame it to my first language being Spanish. Yeah, I got an excuse. Gotta get a big too. Sorry. Fuck, man. Sorry, chat. Fuck. Valid? Yeah, valid. Right? Our green onion? What you mean, meat wad? Our green onion. I kid. Arriba la raza. Fuck yeah. So I'm eyeing a potential break even. Not hard stop, but just kind of eyeing it. Just given that we took out external on ES and price could potentially just trade up higher into that fair value gap here on NQ after delivering on ES. So kind of just eyeing it here and potentially closing it out early for a break even, but no hard stop here. Kind of just eyeing it. Honestly, just looking at the 5-minute to see how it closes or how it reacts. Yes, previous week's lows looks hot, right? Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of what I'm targeting, or literally, not kind of, literally. You think BE is valid too? Yeah, no hard stop. I'm just kind of eyeing the 5-minute here, but yeah, I hope you can see why. And it'd be the 15-minute close, so just eyeing it. Just eyeing it, chat. Just eyeing it. What time frames do you usually mark your fair value gaps at? All of them. All time frames. All time frames up here. Weekly, daily, 4-hour, 1-hour, 15-minute, 5-minute. Everything. Literally everything. So the new hourly candle is going to open here soon. So let's see. BE gives you another chance without risk. Sure, yes, but sometimes you get stopped out for break even just for the trade to work out, right? Like in this case, I would have been stopped out for break even just for the trade to work, or not work out, but do what it's doing. And at that point, I'd be thinking, fuck, I should have just set and forget that shit. But so yeah, that's why from time to time I do go break even. But I'm trying to work on letting the trades breathe, but go break even when the chart kind of tells me to, right? Also targeting that 6-3 area on ES. Yeah, literally. It's a good level to target. So I mark whatever is important, Theo. So I got you. Let me write that down so I don't forget. Like, what fair value gaps are important? I got you. I'll answer that question after this trade's over, if we get tagged out or TP. Come on, yes. Smash that like button. Fuck yeah, let's run it up, man. 542 is the target. 542. 542. No, it's my target is 742. So new hourly candle just opened. Let's see where we retrace into. Hourly. Yeah, I could see this getting tagged out. So currently right around break even, just for us to trade into that 15-minute gap or even higher. Now that 15-minute gap looks like a good area of interest. Yeah, I'm gonna set and forget this. I made up my mind. I'm gonna forget this. Half R, I'm up. 4R on the session, so still solid. Yeah, not the speed I want to see. Not the speed I want to see, but fuck it, we ball, man. Kind of wish it was my real account. What? So got tagged. Damn, we got fucking speed. Got tagged out on that for half R. Holy shit. What the fuck? Is there news, chat? What the fuck? So we took out premium of the range here on. I'm still short bias, chat. Let me see. Still short bias. We took out premium of the range. Which if we take the swing low to swing high, that's that swing high. We took it out. Four hour. Let's see, hourly. Is there news, chat? I was just going to say if there's news. Definitely news. Oil taking. We all thinking the same thing. Just ruined my trade. I was up 170. Caught some on that push. Slam shorts. Trump tweeted. Trump tweeted? Is that what happened? Let me see. I'm on Twitter now. Let me see Trump. No, I don't see anything. He posted on True Socials at 12:01. This track ID. Oh, it was on Truth Social. Okay. Okay. But shit, chat. What can we do? Robert, my guy, what up? We just got completely annihilated by that one, what seems to be a news scandal. That draw is still, my bias is still 742 for the downside. Nothing's changed for me. We took out premium of the range. Guys, let's see. PG. I just sit on. Yeah, I'm considering doing that as well. If Trump is actually tweeting. What song is this? It's a playlist that my boy just sent me. Here, I'll post the link below if you want it. Copy. Paste. That's the link to the playlist. That song Buns. I got you. Yeah, I wrote that down on my notes, and I'll explain it right now shortly. So we took out premium of the range on ES, and now we're displacing lower. Fuck, let's see. That 15-minute gap is still getting respected. We took out these swing highs here on NQ. ES took out, again, premium of the range, respecting the new week opening gap. Let's see. What else do we have here? 4 hour, 1 hour. The 1 hour opened, traded higher. So essentially trying to catch the expansion down lower. 15. Yeah, so my bearish bias is still intact. Nothing's changed. We're still holding that bearish gap here if we close below it. I'm willing to try another short if I get an entry model. Again, the short would be into prior week low. See how it inverts. So in order for that to happen, I'd want to see that 5-minute invert here. Song from your shorts on IG is a banger. That song from your short on IG is a banger from today. Methodic, yeah, I agree, brother. I think all price did was trade up to premium of the range to then trade lower. Traded above the 11 a.m. candle open and quickly is displacing lower, holding that 15-minute gap, creating divergence. Typically I don't like to trade against harsh candles like that or big news candles, kind of how we got now, but let's see. I want to see more from price. Fuck yeah, AXP. Hell yeah. Yeah, big momentum. Exactly, literally. Because that reaction, if that came out, yeah, if that reaction was news given, then I want to see if it was just a reaction, literally what it was, just a reaction for then the price continue in the draw that it wanted towards, or if price is actually gonna follow and kind of get in sync with fundamentals, in this case news. I'm just kind of watching to see what price does. See how that 15-minute closes here in the next 5 minutes. That 15-minute, I'm looking to see if that 15-minute closes inside or below this bearish gap. I'm looking to see if the 5-minute inverts this bullish gap. And so yeah. And then on a micro scale, I'm looking to see how this gap holds here, this bearish gap. Bearish order block here. But holy shit, man. Literally a 2-minute candles moved 200, almost 250 points. Fucking wild. Came out of nowhere. Yeah, so long, just right now, just sidelines, but still short bias. For me, price, this is where I think experience kind of comes into play. It's people see this big move and think long, right? They think, oh, we got a big move. But for me, I'm short with the higher timeframes until proven wrong. And for me, I haven't yet been proven wrong. For me, I'm wrong if essentially we trade above my initial area of interest, which we planned for.
Are you still searching for a prop firm that puts traders?
30-minute, hourly, 15-minute. Let's see what the 1-minute does here and the 5-minute. You use Brave? What is that? No, I don't use it. I don't. Yeah, same, brother. Yeah, same. I'm not sure if we hit that draw today or not, but I have conviction on that. And until the 4-hour and the 1-hour change structure, my conviction is still lower. Oh. Yeah, kind of waiting to see what the 15-minute does here. I believe in Brave, you don't get any ads. Brave. Is it essentially a ad blocker. The browser that puts you first. Oh, no, I don't use Brave. Oh, it's a whole browser, right? Yeah, I use Chrome. I use Chrome, man. See what we get, man. Still leaning towards the downside. No reason to lean bullish for what I'm looking for here. Trying to see, I'm contemplating whether taking it on the 1 minute here would be valid. I'm contemplating taking another stab with, again, half R. And if I'm wrong, kind of just calling it a day. But if I'm right, it'd be a high R multiple kind of setup. Again, the only thing I don't like, I like the area where we tapped into or traded into, but I don't like the displacement to the upside. Basically, that 1 minute inversion is what I was looking for. Not taking it yet, but not taking it at all. But I'm thinking here, I'm like, if that does play out, I'm attempting the same idea and the risk to reward is nice. The 15-minute held inside the bearish gap after ES took out premium of the range. Yeah, I'm trying to see if I'm getting kind of shifted away towards like actually putting too much emphasis on draw. That's kind of what I'm kind of battling here with mentally. Yeah, I'd be willing to take a stab if the 1 minute inverts. Yeah, I'm willing to take a stab here once the 1 minute inverts. And if I'm wrong, I'm aware that there's a 5 minute gap underneath us. But yeah, I'm trying this. If I'm wrong, okay. Targeting the same, just given the reason I'm trying it a little bit earlier, it's because my conviction on the 742 is high. And if I take another stab, I'm still up on the day, still green. So let's see what we get here. Stop over the 2900 area. I'm just playing against momentum here, which is kind of like the only downside, but the hourly took out premium of the range. Hit order block, 15-minute inside this bearish gap. Let's see what we get. As soon as we invert this 5-minute gap, I'd feel a lot more comfortable holding this. Back to chat. So yeah, last take here, trying a short into prior week lows. The take is anticipating that this big push up was just a manipulation leg, essentially. So let's see. Let's see. The music is vibey. You said, you're good, bro. Shorts, baby. Methodic, hell yeah. Let's see if we... My stops are over at 2,900, essentially, over that 1-minute swing high, but the safe stop in this case would be that swing high, but at that point it'd be... The R to R would be a little off. Yeah, stops are still over 2,900. Unless Trump tweets again. It's a fuck. If it isn't a fuck yes, it's a fuck no. Yeah, truthfully, the only reason I'm taking this too is because I'm up in the morning and I'm up nicely. And taking this is not really much more risk that I'm adding on, right? And if it plays out, it just compounds, adds to my profits. It is a nice trade, almost a 3R trade. It plays out. Yeah, good R to R, methodic, fuck yeah. For 50K, do you consider it 500? No, I think yeah, I think for a 50K account, if your regular R is like 300, 400, even 500, whatever it is, it'd be like 150, 200. Let's see what we get here in shorts. So we just tapped into that 5-minute gap here on NQ and ES. So wanting to see a reaction from that, or not wanting to see a reaction for that. I want us to see us just dump. Let me see. Chat, we're about 300 followers away from hitting 10K on Instagram. By we, I mean me. It's fucking crazy. That was the goal for the end of year, but seems like we're gonna hit it soon. Just fucking crazy. Fucking crazy. Absurd. That's part of the reason why I didn't even look at it, just because it deviates or at least I feel like it would deviate my attention to how I trade, and I don't know. Music. Okay, we're dumping here. Yeah, so long as this 5 minute gets inverted, we're testing those lows here. But if this holds here, no bueno. Uh, 190 of you guys in here, hit the like button, man. It helps the channel a lot. And if you do purchase any prop firms, code RAKE or RT. RAKE or RT would save you, get you the best deal. Just have to shout that out, man. Have to shout that out, man. Apology with 4 accounts. Didi, sorry, I know I asked you, where do you live? I don't know if I might have gotten lost on chat, but you said for you it's Tuesday, so you got to be living. Do not redeem it. Take a guess. Fuck. Shit. Can I get a hint? What's your ethnicity? Does that play a role or no? Do not redeem it. Take a guess. Oh, do not redeem it is let's see. I got you. Or actually, let's do it on this one actually. Hold on. No, it's not that one. Do not redeem it, you said? The fuck? Why did you redeem it? This one? Oh, it's the scammer people, right?
Do not redeem the card. What? Do not redeem the card. Yes, I'm redeeming the card.
That's who you're talking about, Didi?
No! No! No, no, yeah. No! What? Your phone is breaking up, honey. What are you trying to say? I will redeem it.
Man, those videos are interesting, honestly. Like getting to see how people get scammed. Fucking crazy, what they pull. Man, let's see. Don't want to see a reaction off this 5-minute gap here, but I want to see us invert it. Back to music, back to music, back to music. There you go. Man, I'm getting a groove of flipping back and forth through shit. Getting a groove, man. Sydney. Okay. You're from India. Oh, okay. Fuck. I was gonna guess India, but I didn't want to be rude, man. Born Nerf. Oh, you guys are funny. Let's see, man. What time is it? 12:30. Oh shit, market's gonna close here soon. Man, I completely lose track of time sometimes. Man, we've been streaming for 2 hours, chat. Fucking crazy. I'm gonna keep going until another 30 minutes, so total of 2.5 hours, and shit, maybe even 3 today. We'll talk about some other shit afterwards, but chat, fuck yeah. Drop a like, man. Going over my time slot. I could just end it now, but no, fuck it. We're staying here. We're gonna see this play out and talk about some other shit after, man. Time flat, bro. Honestly, it feels like it's been 5 minutes. Genuinely. Maybe. No, actually, I'm exaggerating. Feels like it's been like maybe 30 minutes. Yeah, that 5-minute closure. I'm not liking it. But yeah, just setting and forgetting this. See those muscles, DD. Just got back from the gym, man, so I got to pump. Jay, what other memes can we look at here? Oh, actually, fuck. Let's focus on trading here for a minute.
What makes a daddy? Maybe it's just being the very best at what you do. Daddy.
Add here. All right, we're back. Yeah, looking like we're gonna get tagged out here. Displacement off that 5-minute gap is not the best. We're still holding that bearish gap, but that's kind of like the last line in the sand for my draw or for my trade idea. Ding. Another, let me see. Yeah, so stops are set in place, targets are set in place. Let's see. I'll forget about that. That memes. Chat, have we seen this or no? Or no.
Favorite soccer player? I got a few, man. I got a few great soccer players. First of all, every player on Liverpool, straight up, every player on Liverpool. But Mbappe, Neymar, Cristiano Ronaldo, those guys are legends, man. I love those guys.
I find this hella funny. From Pakistan, you, Sir Lomeli. I am Mexican.
That's my favorite saying.
Chat, what other memes do we got?
Had one coach, and he used to say, "Put yourself in."
You put Vaseline on husk parts of the corn.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite.
What are you talking about, man?
That's my favorite saying.
LeBron, are you a big soccer fan, LeBron?
What do you mean Vaseline, my guy? Every time I listen to that one song, what's it called? I don't even know what it's called. It reminds me of Jake, which is if only yeah. Running up the what was that one song where fuck, I forgot the song name. It was what are we doing on price? Yeah, fuck. There's this one song he would play often that it was around the time when I bought the Mastermind, which I thought was pretty good marketing. He would like continuously keep playing a song. I forgot it though. Let's see. No, not best day ever. It was in second it wasn't best day ever. It was fuck. I forgot the honestly I forgot. I have to go back at it. Fred song, Born Slippy. Nah, it was back when I purchased Mastermind, which was back Mastermind 5, which it was an older fuck, I forgot the name. But he would always play it. Only I make a deal with God. Yeah, take me out here. Stranger Things running up the hill. Clumsy. Now there's a Frederick. there's a pre-Frederick. Yeah, I forgot I don't know why I'm thinking purple. Something to do with purple, maybe? The hell? Kate Bush. Fuck. Yeah, it's not popping to mind, honestly. It's not coming to mind. Are you Purple Rain? Was it Purple Rain, chat? Let me see. I think, yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. That's every time I would listen to this, it would remind me of Jake. Not yet tagged out, but we did tag out that internal high here. Yeah, I knew we'd figure it out, man. Let's see. Yeah, inching my stop loss here. My stop is at 003.75 on MNQ. Got taken out there. As far as trading goes, I'm all done here. The draw is still lower. That's the crazy part. For me, I am still looking to target those 742s, maybe Asia session, maybe AM tomorrow, but still looking to target those lows here. I love inching my stop losses too. Let me see, what other songs do we got? We got Running Up. Did we just play this? Yeah, we did, right? Yeah, that one. And then, of course, the Fred Again ones. Fred Again. Which was, fuck, what was the song? It was, Fred Again. Hey there, Delilah. Places to Be. I haven't gotten a copyright any not signal warning, so I think we're fine. Jake always says Fred Again, he gets hit. Fred Again gets hit as far as what? Stop losses? Yayita, have a good rest of your day, man. We're all done, or I'm all done here. Got me readjusting my speed. Copyright. Your state exam? What? State exam for what? Yeah, I got you, Theo. So basically, the important fair value gaps that I look at are areas where price, for example, like on the weekly, this is an important fair value gap. Why? Because it aligns this right here. This line at the 4742 is my target and is the important fair value gap. Why? Because the daily, it's easier to read on ES actually. The daily inverted this bearish gap. So now where do we head into? The weekly fair value gap. So on ES, it'd be 363. So that's a way I look at important fair value gaps. And then also premium and discount. So if we look at, where is that? Like yesterday's stream, we were talking about price heading into this bearish gap to then look for a pullback, right? And why was that a bearish gap? What we were looking for, because it's in premium of the range, over 50% of the leg. So delete that. And then as you see, we tapped it and we delivered away from it. Now, what else? Let's see if we get another example. My trade in the morning. Okay, I guess we'll finish off with this. We'll finish off with the trade I took in the morning. And as it aligns with like the question you were asking. Congrats. Yeah, Aita. Congrats. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. So I made a video about this earlier. You guys can go check it out, but this is how we were looking in the morning. The hourly, again, same overall thesis on the weekly and the daily, right? As I keep explaining over and over again. And on the 4 hours, same thesis. We're downtrending. We were downtrending on the morning, right? Creating lower lows, lower highs, lower low, lower high with that same targeting in mind, but I'm not necessarily targeting that whole draw. I was targeting discount. So if you take the swing high to swing low, premium discount, that swing low in discount of the range. So it also ends up being London low, which is that red line. We have a bearish gap here on the hourly that we keep rejecting, which aligns with, we have a 4-hour order block here, which if we take the swing low to swing high on the open, EQ, we respected EQ. We tapped into that bearish gap on the hourly. Now the 15-minute, let's delete it. Now that we know that was the area of interest, the 15-minute, what I was looking for was price to essentially get a change in state, which we did. We got, we inverted this fair value gap on the 15-minute, and we got a change in state. Once we closed below that, we retraced, and look at how fractal price is. Again, I recorded my trade live, so if you guys want to go check it out, it's on at Lomeli Trade. So Lomeli, you guys can go check it out. So yeah, we retraced back into premium of the range, right? So at this point, I was locked in on the smaller time frames, right? Again, what fair out of all this is a good example. Out of all these fair value gaps, we have one here, we have one here, we have one, or I guess those are the only two here on the 5-minute. Why is this one respected versus this one, right? The reason being is because that one sits at premium of the range over equilibrium, meaning that if price really wants to go lower, we should respect this and not trade higher if the bearish bias is intact. And going back to easy draws, the easy draw would be London lows. Although my target was lower for AM, the easy low hanging fruit that gave me a good risk to reward was London lows, given it was discount of the range. So at this point, I was locked in on the 1-minute, and I was looking to take a short attempt once we got the change in state, which I was contemplating taking it here for a better R to R, but what's it called? I didn't, as you guys will see in the video. Let me see, expand this lower like that. But yeah, unfortunately, we got that big displacement, which is good and bad, right? It was a little bit over 1R trade, 1.5R, or sorry, 1.2R, which we took a while for it to play out. Eventually played out, and that's that. So that was the trade as to why I got my area of interest, my entry model, my overall draw. And for Asia's session, the trade I took was, again, going off of the same similar draw, which was my draw coming into that session was, again, the same draw, prior week close. And my easy low-hanging fruit for that trade was, here, I'll draw it in green. I was done reviewing, and I was like, okay, ES, it looked amazing on ES. So this was my target for the session. All these lows was my low-hanging fruit, if you want to call it. On ES, bro, on ES, it looked amazing. We had the daily, where was it? We inverted the daily, right? The 4-hour opened, and how does it do this? The 4-hour opened. Let me see, I'm trying to adjust myself here. Where was it? 4-hour. Okay, the 4-hour open, and we had a bearish order block here, right, which we tapped into. The 1-hour had a fair value gap, which we tapped into, right? So this was the trade idea. This is how Asia opened. We tapped into it. Bearish 4-hour fair value order block, 1-hour fair value gap. On the 15-minute, 15-minute, we had a bearish fair value gap as well. 5-minute, we had a, okay, I wasn't looking at ES. I was looking at NQ. I noticed we got this bearish gap here. We inverted this one already, right? So we were already in my area of interest where I was anticipating price not to go higher. So as soon as we inverted this gap, I took a trade. It was around here. So I took it there. But the stop my stop ideally should have been here for a better R to R, but I set it at the swing high. Swing high or at this swing high, I forgot. But again, targeting the same draw, right? It was a nice catch, nice trade setup. I literally just set my stop and forgot about it. And I set my alerts to see what would hit first. And it played out. So that was my trade during Asia, which the only reason I took it was because I was done reviewing and I thought it was A+. And even then I took it with half R given it was a Monday, or sorry, not a Monday, Asia session, right? I never like to trade full on risk during Asia or London, just given that I don't want to take a full on loss coming into New York, because New York is my bread and butter, New York AM. So yeah, I took those trades today, and then today going into PM, I took a what was it? The short here, which ended up the short in here, which ended up stopping us out with that fucking Trump tweet or whatever it was, news candle. And I reattempted short here, which in hindsight, that second trade was a little aggressive. Again, hindsight should have, could have, would have waited for that. Honestly, yeah, the only bad thing I did today was not wait for that 5-minute gap to get inverted. And that's okay, right? That's okay. It's okay in the matter of I was half R and I was up. I had a cushion on the day, which is fine, but it's not okay in the sense that I shouldn't be doing that. Shouldn't be trying to front run the trade and position, and that's just me being, I guess, transparent here. It was valid, but not really an A+ setup. That this one here was valid. I would take it 10 out of 10 times. This one, yeah, I think as I'm reflecting now, I think it wasn't the best take. It was cooking, but waiting for that invert would have been better, although the risk reward wouldn't have been the same. It just would have been a better trade, right? And that's me being 100% transparent. So that's a full-on review of my day. I still have to go back and tag my trades on TradeZilla and do all that things, but all done here, chat. Literally all done here, man. I hope that breakdown was useful. Market closes here in the next 8 minutes, so let's see what we get. But that's basically all it for me as far as like trading goes. That's it for me. If we have any questions, I'll go through them now. But as far as, again, trading goes, that's it for me, man. Adjusting my speed. Of course, SE Trader. That's what I'm here for, man. That's what I'm here for. Remove. Again, I like clean charts, so only have my draw. Again, this is still my draw. So long the 4 hour and the 1 hour stay intact, that is still my draw. The 742. You guys can come back to this video. That is still my draw. And I guess we're getting the area of interest that we wanted. So maybe I'll peep in for Asia session. I'll peep in for Asia session, see what we get. My guy, Adam, appreciate you, bro. Honestly. Appreciate you for being here. Man, I have yet to eat food and it's already 1 p.m. here. Fuck. I'm gonna smack on some eggs, some toast, and probably another coffee. Yeah, of course. Hopefully you guys find value in that, and I think it. You guys are actually taking notes and listening to what I'm saying from the break. How do we like the breakdown this morning? Should I do that tomorrow, or should I just come with a set game plan to say, okay, this is what I'm looking for, and that's what we're going with? What do you guys think, chat? That was like a little experiment I had today. Partially because I was running a little late, but also partially the idea was already cooking in my head. NQ hitting 120. Yeah, for sure. I think that this is the area of interest we were looking for, and it looks like we're hitting it. Close. Fuck yeah. Yeah, Adam. Okay, that's good. That's good to know. No, fuck yeah. That's what I'm asking for. Your 2 cents, literally what I'm asking for, and I appreciate that, brother. Yeah, I think I will open up the streams that way and then just go up until 1 p.m. or market close. So most days you guys are getting about 2.5 hours of me. And for the most part, the last maybe half hour, we'll just chat, literally just chat, talk about nonsense. Oh shit, I could actually see who the I don't know if it's the top engagers or the top viewers are, but that's kind of cool to see. And it's the same names I keep seeing over and over again, which is cool. Top 50. Fire. NVIDIA earnings after market today? I don't know. Do they have NVIDIA earnings? Let me see. Can I even check NVIDIA earnings here? Earnings Monday. Yeah, I haven't traded stocks in a while. It's on Wednesday. Yeah, I was gonna look at the when I used to trade literally names, I would look at the same Instagram page, which was earnings. Yeah, earnings whispers. Yeah, it's on Wednesday after close, so coming into Thursday. So yeah, I think after Thursday this week we should have cleaner action. Going into the tail end of the week after earnings are reported with NVIDIA, after FOMC, I think we should have clean action. Yeah, I mean, it's part of it. Whether it was a news scandal or not, it's part of it. We're managing risk, and I'm happy with the outcome. Like I said, the only thing I think, being 100% transparent here, I think the only thing is, for me, I should have waited with how I trade. I should have waited for that 5 minute line, which I didn't. And had I done so, I would have saved myself a half hour and just been okay with that minus half hour here. So yeah, just gonna review after stream essentially, or I'm gonna have food and then review, and then yeah. But overall, not a bad session. Start a Q&A. No, not a Q&A. Start a poll here. All right, Ted, I'm gonna do a poll. EST. Hold on. Western. EST. No, never mind. No, never mind. I was gonna do a poll, but yeah, it takes too long. Yeah, I think that's it for me. Market's closing here in a couple minutes, literally in a minute. But yeah, chat. We got Ron coming up here shortly in the next couple hours for Asia, and then we have Azeng later tonight, and back to the same routine, which is Jake in the morning, then Mitch, then myself. So let's see how the week comes or how the week is. And yeah, I think going into Thursday and Friday, we should have cleaner action. So preserve your capital, preserve your accounts. Just know that you don't have to take a trade every single day. And if nothing presents itself tomorrow or Wednesday, so be it, right? You have Thursday, Friday, which should bring cleaner action and going into next week, right? So stay safe, trade safe, manage risk, manage accounts, and do not full port chat. Chat, before I leave, check this out. Watch. How we liking this, chat? Wait, actually, I don't know if you can see it. Can you? Reels. What the fuck is this? Oh, there you go. We got a big ass whiteboard, chat. Big ass whiteboard, and yeah, I'm gonna try to attempt to do more reels with this whiteboard. So if you haven't already, make sure to follow me on. I keep saying I'm gonna leave, but I keep yapping, man. Legitness. I can see the gains clear. Bro said quick flex. Oh man. Lomeli. Yeah, there you go. Does it? Let me see. Actually, if I would write on it, it would be inverted, correct? Let's see. Oh, wait, no, actually. Okay, 5. On downtime, this will get put to use. Make a reel quick with us. All right, chat, give me an idea. What reel should I make? It's inverted with the mirror. I don't know what I'm thinking, man. It's the you're good. Hey, brother. Yeah, Apex dashboard locked on account under maintenance for a lot of you ever seen their background? Nah, I don't know. I'm blocked from trading with Apex given I had an issue with my name. So I have 4 names, right? I have a first name, middle name, and 2 last names. And I got an account with them. I was eligible for payout in literally no more than 15 days. And requested the payout, and then they blocked me from trading with them. So I don't know. FBG entries. NQ possible to short now. Make a reel about people asking for giveaways. Man, you'd be surprised. Like making reels, it's kind of cringy. No lie. Like if I try to make it now, like it's cringy. Like I have to keep doing takes and takes and takes, and I hate it, but I know that it's what gets engagement. I'm trying to make a reel. Give me ideas, chat. I'll call my girl in here right now, and I'll have her record a reel on not to trade before the day of. What up, brother? Right guy, my guy. Ticket Hispanic problems. Ticket. Risk management. Yeah, I feel like the reel has to be funny though. Like it has to have some sort of, it has to either be really, really cringy or it has to be funny. There has to be something about it that's engaging. What I was going to do this what I was going to use the whiteboard for was more so like on the let me see, more like as a visual hook. So kind of like what you guys have seen on my Instagram. Like, all right, chat, this is literally like this. Watch. But yeah, where is it at? Where is it at? Maybe I can't think because of similar to this right here. This video I posted yesterday got 26,000 views, which is decent. Oh shit. There's that one, and then the other one that I posted today, which was something like this. Ah shit. Yeah, so just playing around with it and I guess experimenting with different content types, but yeah, I got a big ass whiteboard. Make a reel about how you can predict Trump tweets if you wear a wig. Actually, that'd be funny, like a insider trading type of reel. Yeah, I got it mainly for real creations, but also for maybe on downtimes we can I don't know, I feel like it's easy to elaborate on, like, say certain concepts or certain market structure, trend, so on and so forth. But yeah, fuck yeah, I'm just yapping here. There's still 100 of you guys watching, which is fucking interesting. It's funny. Thank you guys. You guys are amazing. You guys are amazing, man. Market closed 5 minutes ago. Chat, what are we doing? Silver bullet explained. I think that silver bullet shit is entering off of the first 5 minute FEG, but I've back tested that. It didn't work. No, you keep up the great work. My guy Alex, appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it. At this point, I'm here for chat. Yeah, I could. Lomeli lungs. Yeah. Shit, I should have took that advice today. Lomeli lungs, because shorts now didn't work. No, I'm not. Well, equities close at 1. So if you look at NVIDIA, that's where most of the volume dies off, right? Exactly at 1 p.m. So yeah, futures are open continuously, but where I consider market close at 1 p.m. or 4 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, there you go. But yeah, markets are still open as far as futures go. But what you'll see most of the times is, like, volume will be almost non-existent. So if we pop up volume here on the chart, if we pop up volume, look at the last. I forgot I got a. If we pop up volume, look at the volume here compared to all the other candles that were during market open. A lot lower. Even the last 5 minutes, yeah, a lot lower than the whole session. And typically what tends to be is the first hour to 2 hours is the highest. It dies off during lunch, and then it picks back up slowly after like the last hour or so. Makes sense. Yeah. You're my favorite, sir. Your way of being nice, patient, disciplined, great. Fuck yeah, Mohammed. Appreciate you, my guy. Some proppers restrict trading after New York close. Yeah, I think most prop firms let you trade until 110. So that's what, 410 Eastern time. But I think honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if those rules begin to change. I wouldn't be surprised. I think that's the next step on prop firms, which is like, I don't know, allowing your trade to play out. But then again, they're setting those rules on purpose, which is for the reasons of protecting themselves. Because if you hold a trade over PM and then into Asia and then into London, and there's more room for you to catch a big winner if you hold and manage your position accordingly. So it's all done strategically to mitigate their risk. But it'd be cool if they take that rule away. Yeah, but yeah, that's it for me, chat. I'm in here a little too long, almost 3 hour long stream, but I'm fucking with it. I like it, and yeah, I'm officially out of here. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later, chat.